Hello my friends. As you know, I use this channel to share visions with you all, and I'm going to take time to do that again right now. The only difference is now I'm going to be sharing a vision that I had months ago, and the latest stuff that I've been putting on my channel is for you, my friends and subscribers. It's based on my visionary gift. I haven't shared this vision here yet. Not that I know of. I have shared it with some people who are close to me, and now I'm going to put it here for all of you. This is a vision that I had dealing with what I call to be a bird of fire, and I'll explain the whole vision. Basically, I was trying to type it out for my friend a few minutes ago, and sometimes my computer does stuff, and so I try to type a bunch of stuff to people and it ends up disappearing, and then I get really frustrated and angry.
Yeah, he's talking about me. On my old page, I'm about to show y'all a little bit about in a second. I was a subscriber. This is way back in 2014 when he made this video. He hasn't made any videos in a long time. After they got rid of my old page that was subscribed to him, I made a new page, and yeah, it's been a while though, but I'm hoping he's okay. Like, it's kind of a long story to talk about what was going on with him. But yeah, he was a good friend of mine. He sent me a message asking about this, because even right now, you see top right corner, I'm using that character from Dark Souls, because God was using that character to show me who I was and who he was. There's a story in the heavens called The Sting of the Scorpion by Jonathan Gray. Heavens show my handiwork. They show things that will happen before they even happen. Yeah, so he was asking me about the armor, if you'll hear him talk about, that these characters specifically had, where the armor is like mixed into their clothing. He was asking me about that. And as you can tell, they censored it. Just like they deleted millions of views from my page and blocked all my new subscribers, and they were trolling me and all kinds of shit. Literally before they even went for Alex Jones, they took down my page. That's how devastating that was to them. And it was serious book burning. I had thousands of videos, over 1,000 videos, almost 2,000. And yeah, that's what he's talking about, basically.
But what I'm going to do with this is just going to explain basically and exactly just how I did. I don't make.
Just to clarify, that's why they deleted his comments.
Make any notes. I just say what I feel, the same as I type what I feel, and I like to create it right on the moment and talk about it just as it is. So here it goes. I had a vision, and in my vision, it was between a dream, a waking dream, and that's how it went. So it was months ago, and in that vision, somehow I was transported somewhere. I think it was maybe into the future, so that I could see something that was happening on Earth. I think it was on Earth, or it might have been in another dimension, I'm not sure.
Another realm.
What I do know is that I was walking around in the vision, and I wasn't being harmed by the destruction that was going on there, so that I could see and record and understand what was happening in the vision. There was fire everywhere. I didn't get to see how the fire got there. I couldn't understand how it got there. In the vision I was walking around, it looked like not any fire I'd ever seen before. It was different colors. It was white, red, yellow, and orange, but the way that the fire was dancing inside of itself and the way it was connected to itself looked different than any other fire I'd ever seen before. It wasn't like lightning or the fire that you would find burning wood. It was different.
I believe he's seeing the fire of the Lord. The fire that burns away the world with fervent heat. And it's amazing how accurate he is. Because the way my power works, this is intertwined. And at first I was thinking some other power had caused this problem. But as I did my research based on what he said, I totally understand what was going on now. It was the end of the world.
But it was everywhere, and it was, I had perceived and thought and still believe that I had a vision of something that happened on Earth in the future. And this dream was many
Amen.
months ago. So I looked in the dream as I was walking around, and I seen the horizons as you can look out and see as far as you can in all directions. It was sort of like the land had been flattened out, but it had been flattened out because the mountains basically had been broken to bits and melted. And so,
Did you get that? He said that the mountains, you could see as far as you could, as I could see because of perspective. He said that the mountains have been broken to pieces and burnt and melted. Anybody that knows God knows what that's about. 2 Peter. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to us, Lord, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works there that are therein shall be burnt up. Include the mountains, all that. And that's why it says that this other part of the Bible where the mountains, I'm about to show you that, where the mountains are just moved all over the place. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for the hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, the day of God, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for the new heavens and the new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of peace and of him in peace, without spot and blameless. And account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Fuckball. Just Fuckball. We don't need to talk about that bum. Also, it didn't open my Revelations back up. Let's see this. Oh, here it is. Alright, so in Revelation, because they closed my whole damn machine earlier, so I had to start all over again. And I saw the Lamb open one of the seals, and I heard. By the way, you guys think that these people can be saved? You don't understand. These are the enemies of God. Most of the good people are already gone, in case you didn't realize it. That's why so many people have been dying just magically. It's just waiting for the rest of them to die. Anyways, you'll see. This is not savable. Like, just letting you know, this whole place is getting destroyed. And I kept trying to hold back on that. I literally saw in the dream that my breath was fire. Like, it was just burning and stuff. And I kept getting afraid. I didn't realize this is my whole purpose, is to destroy this place. So I'm gonna be up in the temperature. That's literally how I could control weather with my aura and all that kind of stuff, and why my words, my commands, when I make a new outpouring spirit commands, they create these solar flares that I'm about to show you all this shit. And that's the word. The sun, the light of heaven is the Jesus, That's my word, my command, my spirit. That became God itself. It has all the power. That's just how it works. It's like you could create a Ferrari, but you're not going to outrun the Ferrari until you somehow become the Ferrari, and that actually happens later on. The whole fusion thing goes on, and it's going on right now. You're going to see. I'm gonna talk about all that. I'm gonna cover all this right now. But let me see. So And I saw, behold, he's saying, come and see. And behold, a white horse, he went forth conquering. God let that happen. So he's going around fucking y'all up right there. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard a second beast come and set. And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill each other. And it was given unto him a great sword. Yeah, can have them kill each other. This is his judgment. This world is wicked. And it took a long time for God to really get that in my head. Like, I've been trying really hard to I've been long suffering for y'all. Like, do you hear these crickets in the background? Like, just like it said about the two witnesses, who are the ones who had the fire that come out of their mouths, just like the second Ezra, that when it talks about the Messiah, there's a fire that comes out of his mouth. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitudes that came, neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it were, had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue cast out sparks and tempest. That's why there's always this thunder involved. That's the energy. You know, I've held back a lot of times because the electricity, you know, like it's dangerous, you know. And you know, even you're gonna hear the story. You're gonna hear the story. I'll get to it. So and I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. It's kind of funny because I wanted to show you that character. He's supposed to be that. Yeah, you don't know God's got control of all this shit. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. He killed with the sword, with hunger and death, the beasts of the field. Does it sound like he wants the best for these people on the planet? They're evil, that's why. Look at the world right now. How many people lined up for that vaccine, knowing God told them not to do it? How many people, the majority of people, are worshiping the beast right in front of you right now? And most of y'all didn't get it. A lot of y'all took the vaccine, and you're gonna suffer for it. And I'm not gonna feel sorry for you, because you betrayed your whole species. You left the whole planet out to dry. You know, the whole planet could die because of this. But anyways, and then when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw that all to souls and them slain for the word of God and the testimony which they held. Those are the people that he wants to protect, not you people that remain. The people that remain, only the ones of God. Those are the only ones that matter to him. The 144,000 who's going to help him fight this war. And who else? The people that just keep the commands of God. Those people are actually very blessed because they get to see what's going to happen, instead of passing away as a cloud, literally as a cloud. That's why those clouds are shaped like people. People are dumb. But anyways, and then when he had opened him, and then testimony they held, and then they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? You see? These people have killed all the fucking good people. They're trying to kill us all off. It's a goddamn conspiracy, can't you tell? They're literally trying to make you the goddamn enemy of the whole planet right now through this COVID thing. They know we're not going to take that fucking vaccine because it's the mark of the beast. So what does that mean? They're literally they're organizing innumerable multitudes of these damn locusts that are pretending to be people. They're using them against us. That's why I say you should die if you don't take the mark of the beast. Because these fuckers gonna make it like that. They're gonna make it so you can't eat, you can't get a job, you know? And they're gonna try and fucking make you look like public enemy number one. Remember, it's a living book, y'all can always change it, but you're not. You're gonna go right along with it. It's gonna get worse and worse, and you're all gonna get destroyed. Remember that. Remember I told you that. You know how many things I've done that nobody else can do? And I get no respect for it because you're all my enemies. When I almost died, you guys were celebrating. Literally, just like they said about the two witnesses on that day that wasn't a holiday. The so-called churches were celebrating in the middle of the fucking night. It wasn't even a holiday. There wasn't no Jewish holiday, nothing. I checked that shit. They thought I was done. Ironically, that relates to this video because that same day I was struggling. There was a blood moon, and then there was also this phoenix that he's talking about that is really Venus. Literally flipped upside down. I'm gonna show you all that in a second as he talks about it. But anyway, so they cry while our boys judge, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, no, I can't blah 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 that. Yeah, avenge him, avenge it. You see this? Who's the fucking bad guy? The guys on the earth. See? Can't you see what's going on around you? That's being promoted by evil fucking people. All they care about is money and shit. Those are their guys. Let me see. And then also they worship the devil. And then white robes were given on to every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet a little season until their fellow servants, also their brethren that should be killed as they were, should be fulfilled. You see? That's what he's waiting for. Oh, you already know this, but you know, I'm just trying to give you, I'm connecting the dots for you. It's the mystery of God being revealed right in front of your face. Should be fulfilled. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal. That's why they're just hunting us like this. Like, can't you tell they're trying to finish us off in a very unreasonable way? Try to prep yourself, because there's a part where, and okay, therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like the dreams declare. Yet it is easier for him that is danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud. Literally as a cloud. That's why it says it took the two witnesses up inside of a cloud. And not to see that the things that happen in the last days, you know, they basically saying it's easier to, it's either for him to go into danger. It's better to go into danger, they're saying, like, and protect yourself. He's gonna get to, I'm gonna get to that part in a second. Prep, you know, like that's the only way you're gonna survive longer to see what actually happens. Otherwise, you're gonna pass away as a cloud and out of the world and be with the other guys that they were just talking about, waiting for something to happen, waiting for the rest of them to die so you can see what happens. And the things that happened in the last days, he answered unto me and said, their interpretation of the vision shall I choose it. We have spoken that left behind, this is the true interpretation. He that shall endure the pearl, see? You have to be able to endure it. What does he say about him? In that time, he hath kept himself. You were prepared. You were a prepper. You probably got all read all that. They that be fallen into danger are such that have works and faithful towards the Almighty. You see? They're going to be targeting us, man. Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that are dead. You see? Because they get to see it. There's more to that I'm going to get to in a second, but that's more related to me. So, beheld, then he opened the sixth seal. Whoa, and the white robes, yeah, okay. And here we go. And lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Literally, that's what it was that night when I flipped the Venus upside down. You're gonna see this in a second. Like when it never did this the other times when it went around. And it's literally right when I was going through a specific situation. But anyways, that triggered the blood moon. If you look at the actual video, and it's actually this one. Should I show it right now? No, I'll just wait. I'll wait till it's the right time. And then, alright, so, and the stars of heaven fell onto earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, and she shaketh of a mighty wind. What's that wind? What did he say? It was a blast. Remember 2nd Ezra when he makes his word? When he uses his word? And lo, a sword but I saw that out of his mouth it was as a blast of fire. Blasts have wind to it. Now of his lips, flaming breath. Now of his tongue has a sparks and tempests. It's always like. And what did my boy say about the fires? They were all intermingled. There was multiple fires within one. And they were what? All mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. Why do you think you keep getting these disasters? And that's why they hate me. Because I trigger these things through the outpouring of the Spirit of God. They're focused on holding on to the shitty ass realm. So let me see. And this version of the world, and burned them up, every one. Said upon a sudden of the innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, only the dust, the smoke, the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Remember that part? The dust. It turns them into dust. Remember that dust part, because that's what happens to somebody in the story he's going to talk about, how they're the only one left, literally because they're the one triggered it, it's me. And then eventually, as the Bible says in Revelation, well actually in this one too actually. Let me go to where it is. This is Revelation, yeah. And basically everything gets melted away. Everything. Remember it said that? The heavens, everything gets melted away. And then beheld as he opened the six seals. Yeah, that's why there's a great earthquake. What happens at the great earthquake as well? That's when the two witnesses go up. There's a great earthquake. Remember that. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair. And the moon became blood. Because it's all being uprooted, it's being destroyed by the presence of God in His judgment. It's just melting everything away, and then it became the open sixth seal, and then the stars of heaven fell down to earth. Because when the solar, that's why, for example, they didn't see the asteroid or the star that hit Russia. They didn't expect it. They didn't see it coming, and they can never predict these. They should be able to predict them if they're coming from so far away, right? But they can't predict these because they come literally out. They just drop out of the sky, and the firmament's right up there, so they just drop really quick. And they really can't predict it that well. If it's something like that, where it just gets blown down by the sun. The sun is the opening heaven. The light of heaven is Jesus Christ. When I do the outpouring of the Spirit, when I increase it, it's the Son of Righteousness. Jesus, it burns the wicked, but builds up the people of God as calves in the stalls, the Bible says. It's a two-edged sword. It's Jesus Himself, and it's my word. And the light, like I said, it builds up the good, but it burns the wicked. And like I said, when I do that improvement, the electrons, protons, neutrons, or whatever, they all flow through for all the future changes, because it doesn't just change now, it changes the future and everything, just permanently change it. So when that happens, all that stuff comes out, it's the handiwork of God. Like when He makes a change, you see it in the heavens. That's why when I was born, Halley Comet came just like when Jesus was here. Abraham, when he came, his star showed up just out of nowhere, doing all this stuff, getting rid of all those other stars that the devil didn't want him to do, so they tried to get rid of him, but there wasn't nothing they could do. It was already set in stone. The heavens pretty much declared the glory and the handiwork. There ain't nothing they could do about it. But they try. They dare to try, even though they have no shot at it. But anyway, so the heavens literally tell you the future. That's why they got astrology and all that kind of shit. It tells you the whole story. Look it up. Sting of the Scorpion by Jonathan Gray. It's a documentary telling how the heavens tell the whole story, redemption, and everything. And it's just God basically soloed it through various avatars and stuff like that. But anyway, so I beheld the open sixth seal. Oh yeah, blue. So Jesus is the light of heaven. So when I do that, it blows all that stuff out. That solar flares. That's what He calls That's why he said when he didn't pick up a weapon, but he had these blasts of fire coming out of his mouth. His mouth is the opening to heaven. Jesus Christ, that light of heaven. His word, Jesus, he's the word that comes through that mouth, that opening in heaven. You call the sun. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's shaped like a mouth. You see, it's like circular, like round. Well, a little different from a regular mouth. And so that's why it blew down that star. That star on the Russia. They couldn't see it coming because the sun was blocking their way, and then the sun blew it down, and they couldn't see it coming at all. And you'll notice this happen all the time. The solar flares, it's not so far away like they say it is. It's like right up there. And that's why they don't tell people about it as well. I think that most people panic knowing there's a star right over top of them. And it's kind of scary, to be honest. It really is. But the moon too is really scary as well. But what am I gonna say? So it blows it out and then knocks them down as untimely fix. Same thing happens in California while they turn your power off when there's a lot of wind. It's solar wind. That's why it causes the fires, all that. And what that energy does is it gets absorbed by the earth, and then it causes volcanic activity, which causes earthquakes. And yeah, that's why you get the earthquakes in diverse places as a sign of the presence of the Son of Man. The days of the Son of Man, like the days of Noah, building the ark right in front of you. And people ain't paying attention. Being long suffering right in front of you. Trying to tell y'all in sackcloth and ashes, living in a tent in my dad's backyard because he's a crazy ass demon like everybody else. More than most people. Like they literally, like this dude is like the most leftist person you could ever imagine. Like totally evil. Anyways, they really try to screw me over. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, like witnessing sackcloth and ashes, been going on way longer than should have. Literally, when I went to try and get an interview because they took down my multi-million page view page, which would have been very successful if they had not taken it down. Because I'll show you, they only expected to grow according to the statistics and stuff. But anyways, enough about that. Let me go. So it blows the stuff down. That's why you get that activity. That's why the very same day, pay attention to it. When there's a CME or something like that off the sun, you'll get earthquakes on the earth the same day. It happens all the time. And you'll get volcanoes active. Oh, that's real nice, huh? I don't really care though. That's why you'll get it the same daggone day. You'll get all that stuff the same day. It's because it's right up there. And when it happens, it has these effects. And that's why they're getting global warming is also related to this, I'm pretty sure. And that's why they have all this stuff up in the skies to try and prevent this. They're trying to prevent it. And they even are trying to keep the earth from being flipped upside down and being burnt up. There's a prophecy about that as well. Basically a pole flip or whatever. And when it literally says that the earth was flipped upside down and the people were just burnt up and then dropped off of it, that kind of proves flat earth. Like if it was flipped upside down, just like I did with the sun, literally I gotta show you this shit. Like really, you gotta see this shit. Like literally the fucking Venus flipped upside down. You're gonna see this shit. Is this the right one? Nah, this is the wrong one. That's 2017. This is what it looks like normally, so you can get a reference. You see how it just circles around? But notice it looks like a phoenix. I remember I predicted that it would turn into a phoenix. And that's Venus. That's my inner spirit. That's Jesus. Jesus is that bright morning star. I'm so serious. But watch this. Looks literally like a phoenix, right? It even looks like a cross, depending on what angle. You see how it keeps morphing? But watch this, that outer part. You see how it's always got that aura that's pointed outward? You see how it's like on the left side now, that orb? And it's turning into the Phoenix / cross again. Alright, so let me show you what I just did. Like, this shit is crazy. Let me just do this again. And it's pretty decent right now, but it's kind of like bootleg, so hopefully this thing doesn't crash. But anyway, so watch what it fucking does, bro. Watch this shit. You see that? It's flipping. Like, instead of just pointing out to the outer edge, and then it even looks like the Star of David, even though I don't believe in anything related to those fake ass Israelites, because that Star of David's really got to do with the Rothschilds. But you know how they like to like hijack shit all the time? That could be a factor as well. And then after that, you notice it's like all these these solar flares and stuff. Like, this is just most recent. Solar flares, you know, those are the blasts. Those are the blasts out of the mouth. Literally, like, when I, you know, what was it on, it's the 8th or what? Yeah, that was back in July. The reason I'm using that one in particular is because that's when I did the blood moon. And that's why that relates. And then look, there's a comet right afterward. The other thing besides the 7th, I know I told y'all about the 7th, where basically every 7 days something interesting happens or whatnot. There they go playing this game with this shit. Can we just play now? Can we just play? There we go. Alright, so basically after the 7 days, and you notice that thing is falling it too? You see that thing on the edge? Let me slow this down. Okay. Watch the outer edge, like behind the ore. Like, watch the left. You see that? See that up around the middle? Speed up so you can see it again over here. It's like a line being drawn out of that ore side. You see that? It just showed up on the side. Look on the right side. You see that? On the outer edge. You see that? That thing that's going right along with it? I remember when that first manifested, it was another upgrade I did. I'm not sure if there's something that's manifested on the outer edges of the firmament. That's trying to break through the firmament or something, or it's just sitting there, or that's just the light of Venus projecting so violently. You see how it has that orb with a line coming off it? I'm pretty sure it's just Venus's power projecting out and hitting the firmament and having these very interesting effects. But notice how it flips. You see this? Watch how it rotates. You see that? It didn't do that in the other video. This all happened on right when I did that shit. Like right when I was that blood moon hit on the 22nd. Watch when it rotates. It starts rotating on the 22nd / the 23rd, really, because UTC is a little ahead of me. But you see how it starts rotating? How the fuck did nobody notice this shit? Like, it even looks like what is that thing? You know those things that they measure time with? Oh man, I'm trying to remember what it's called. You know how you can flip it upside down, it's got all the sand in it. But anyways, yeah, so that's crazy as all fuck. That's the Phoenix basically, and yeah, there's these blasts coming off it. Even there was a comet that went into the sun that I showed you earlier. Let me show you. And then there's all these flares that start happening. You see, the sun just getting super active now because it increases, it changes. And then the comet goes in on the 11th. It's not just the 7th, it's the 11th too. I noticed that. That's why 22, you see? What's 22? 11 plus 11, you see this? I just recently learned about the 11. So I'm thinking there's 11 spirits of God too. Or it might be symbolic of just the 2 witnesses. Like, it's just fucking amazing, bro. Like, let me show you the other one just in case you don't believe me. Like how the other one does not rotate. I mean, it doesn't rotate on its axis. Like, you're gonna see. Let me speed this up. You see this one? It just points. It just keeps pointing outward. It doesn't rotate. You see? It just keeps pointing outward. The other one just flips. That never happened before. That was a powerful day. That was a very powerful day. And God, I'm just amazed that you glorified me with this. Like, I'm just amazed. Beyond amazed. And yeah, departed the Squirtles, the blast, you know, that I do. And they rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. What did he say? That the mountains were what? They were flattened out. They were gone. You know, it could be just because of this, or they literally got melted. He said they got melted, you know? And I think he's just seeing it more accurately. Because I believe we're surrounded by fire right now. And people don't even know it. Like, I've had so many dreams. Like, I had a dream with the fire coming out of my mouth. I had another dream where the world, what was it? That was one of the ones that really scared me. It made me hold back my power. Was I saw, like, I started in this one world, and it was like Bill Gates, ironically. And I think that was important, probably showing me that that's related to this time frame. You know how they're fucking with our genetics, you see? Around that time, I even had dreams about being turned into a cyborg, which turned me off to the whole idea. You see? It's all related. God know I remember this. And, well, what happened? I was in there, and it was like this transparent house, like almost like really fancy, nice looking house or whatever, and they were trying to show off something. I think I was related to it or something. And then after that, it was like I was a robot though or something. I'm not sure. And then after that, I ended up in this field, a soccer field, and I was in the bleachers. And then I saw this purplish, this purple and other colors like transparent and blue and some other colors, maybe even pink or red. It might be the fire he was seeing, but he didn't see the purples or whatever, I don't know. But it came out of nowhere, like just out of thin air. Next thing I know, I'm in a different world. And I was riding a roller coaster. I'm not sure if the roller coaster came before the field though. And I was riding a roller coaster, and when we got to the peak of it, which was predicted by this prophet who was talking about this Johnny 5 thing that they rode up this roller coaster, it's got to do with frequency. It's a wave, just like mountains. Mountains are high frequency. And that's why extreme things happen there. It's really just that simple. And it's like waves. That's why you look at your mountains and stuff, it's like waves, like more intense though. Other parts are more flat and simple and less energetic. Those mountains literally cross lightning and shit like that because of that. The piers are made like that for a reason as well, for energetic reasons and stuff. There's constantly energy around you, you're just not aware of it. It's similar to the fire, but the fire is just a way more intense version of it. To the point where it melts everything. And, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so like, you know, it's all melted up and stuff like that. Yeah, so like, I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure I forgot what I was talking about, but anyways, I'll get back to it eventually. Hid themselves in the dens, and then the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and the rocks and the mountains, and said to the mountains, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb. The great day of his wrath has come, and who shall be able to stand? You see, just like you said, the mountains were all gone, we're all burnt up. I mean, like, it's really accurate, like really, really accurate, I think. And the blast and the fires, and oh yeah, the dream, I forgot, that's what I was talking about. The purple and all that stuff mixed in together, and then, but the other one, this prophet was seeing about me, and I'm mad because I keep coming to these fools, and they don't get it. And then they end up becoming false prophets because they don't understand that I was literally increasing the outpouring of spirit when they had this dream about a rapture that probably happened in a different world or some shit. Because I've been to more than one world or realm. You don't want to believe me? Okay. Let me see. This is just another one to beat, man. This one's particularly dumb though. This world in particular is dumb. Okay, so, and he shall come at the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them upon the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another. You know, they're going to be crazy or whatever because of that. One city against another. One place against another. And guess what? One people against another. And guess what else? One realm against another. So this is why you've been seeing this in these movies, where they have all these people from different timelines or worlds or realms fighting against each other, or they're united against God, or they're united against some enemy, which is really, as you can tell, symbolic of God, really, because they all come together to go against God. If you continue to read, they get tired of they're kind of going crazy because they sense something is awry and they don't understand why. As you can tell, they're all kind of like killing each other right now, but they can't exactly pinpoint it. That's why, just like in Revelation, it says when the two witnesses, or finally the locust Alabama's pit, which are these people pretend to be people, these things pretend to be people, are become aware of what is it? Once they can grasp and concept them, and then they understand it's them that's the threat, and then they all come against them, even though they know they don't have a chance. And let me show you. And when they all hear his voice, every man shall in their own land lead the battle they have against one another, you see. And a innumerable multitude, basically globalists, they're all coming together now at that point, shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon top of Mount Zion. It's funny because I remember when Comet Ison came by, it went through the sun, which is the opening to heaven. That's why the comets constantly go in the sun, is because they're ascending to heaven. That's why it's been happening so much. I've been causing them to ascend with my outpouring of the Spirit. Comet Ison was very unique. I'm pretty sure it's because part of me is still here, but the greater half of me, ascended to the mountain. And literally that's when a lot of shit kicked off even harder. Ended up getting kicked out of my old house and stuff because this guy made up all these lies about me. Asked me for the fight, and then when I hit him one time in the jaw and broke his jaw, and hit him 2 times in the ribs and broke 3 of his ribs and punctured his lungs, he almost died. He broke his promise where he said he wasn't going to press charges if I agreed to fight him. I didn't want to fight him. I already knew I could crush him, and I knew he was just trying to set me up. It's just like the Bible said that your family would set you up for jail and all that kind of shit, and they would get you locked up and stuff. That's why, so I ended up out of there and then been doing my witnessing thing. I mean, I was already kind of sackcloth and ashes in that house, I'll tell you that. That's because of ways people just don't, they don't support a person of God. Like before I came to God and all this stuff and became who I am and realized who I was. Before I did all that, I really love these headphones, by the way, how they keep unplugging. Before I did all that, they used to treat me well, man. Like, they used to treat me like a normal person. Like, I could tell I wasn't really fitting in. They didn't really treat me they never really treated me normal, but it was better, like they treat me better. But once I came to God and I was really doing my thing, they switched it up. That's just how it is. And, anyway, so let me see. And the sign came and showed all men, prepared, build it. Like saw it's a hill graven without hands. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it's shown to all men. You know why it was shown to all men? How are all men gonna see something? Except it's in the sky. Comet Ison was in the sky. Like pretty much anybody could have saw it, like for the most part, especially, if they're actually looking for it, because it was all over everything. That if anybody was actually doing any kind of research, they would have heard about it. It was just such a big thing. My friend Michael was talking about the guy that I was just starting the video off with this is really kind of all centered around him. But anyway, so but really me at the end of the day. But he shall stand upon Mount Zion, and Zion shall come, and shall be shown all men, prepare, build it without hands. Yep. And it's literally big like a mountain. And this is my son shall rebuke the wicked invention of these nations for their wicked life and falling in the tempest. Well, if you don't know about my playlist, I'm trying to show you this real quick before this thing maybe resets again on me. But yeah, you'll see. Look how few views I get. Like, that's the bullshit about this world. But anyways, let me see. Like, look at this part where I get to Skynet. Like, I've been teaching about Skynet long before y'all even fucking knew what COVID was. And now everybody want to act like they knew something. It's so fucking annoying, bro. You know how far ahead I was, bro? And I still am in my understanding of this situation. And I still don't get the views I deserve. You see this shit? How many videos I made about this shit, bro? Showing things that nobody on this fucking platform or YouTube will show you. As far as like a concise, no bullshit involved videos. You know, like a lot of these guys I got some of this footage from to prove my points. You know, they had a lot of bullshit, a lot of filler. That's all I'm gonna say, because that's what I hate about these channels. Like, these channels get big and you don't hear nothing about channels like mine. It's just simply because of who I am, first of all. But secondly, because you know, people don't like me. I mean, but anyways, you know, thirdly, because they're simply making so many videos. Like, they don't even make anything unique. They just repost other people's videos. They have a lot of unique videos. Like, okay, let me just give you a clue. You know, I'm gonna let him talk first. I'm gonna let him talk, and when he says a little certain something,
I was looking at this one person, and as I walked up to them, I noticed that they looked sort of like me, and as I looked closer, I noticed.
Did you catch that?
That I was looking at what I perceived at that time to be my twin. And so, as I looked at my...
He's saying he looks a lot like the guy, right? Like, look at him over here on the right side of the screen. You can see him a little better there. I remember when I first saw this guy, before he even said this, I was like, dude, you remind me of how I used to look before I got my face all messed up. Because, you know, you probably won't notice it, but I've had quite a few broken bones and shit. But let me show you a little bit of... Let me show you a little something. What the fuck is this? What did I just explain? This is right in my front yard. Anybody that knows me know I look like that guy. And anybody that knows me knows this is my fucking front yard, bro. And there's the gold and the fire at Mount Zion that they're trying to hide with those chemtrails. I used to get way better footage. That's why I had millions of views. They've been using chemtrails and Skynet, as I call it, to fucking hide this shit. Do you see this fucking light, bro? How the fuck is this not viral, bro? You know how disrespected I am? And, but other people, they do some little dumb shit, bro. Super popular. Literally guy, bro. Like, can't even get no fucking views, bro. This is censorship. I would have had views. They hadn't took my whole page down and made YouTube impossible to make it up without fake subscribers. Like, all these channels that have been popping up, look, you'll watch it. You never hear about them. And I know where they pop up fully formed with millions of fucking subscribers, views and shit. They act like I don't know the whole fucking game, dog. Like, watch this fucking car though, bro. How the fuck is this not viral, bro? It goes right in front of the goddamn light. What does this mean? What did I tell you? It's opening the heaven. It's sending me fucking messages. It's talking to me. And when I see this shit, I see visions and all kinds of stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. How the fuck is this not viral? Like, a lot of shit on my old page was crazy as fuck. Like, I literally, on the same road, I showed, like, there's a dragon up there was fucking literally the whole kingdom of heaven up there flying by on their way over the planet. They travel with the sun. And then, you know, I'm showing you the sunset. I didn't really record this. It's somebody else that recorded. But I've seen this thing in a vision that it's really right off the side of the earth. And back then I didn't know about flat earth, so it really scared the fuck out of me. But it has two portals. Like, that's what you're seeing. Those two things, those are the portals. The star is actually in between them. I'm guessing that's what that reflection is in the middle. But it's moving so fucking fast that you can't see it. And I saw it in my dream though, because my spirit eyes are much better than my regular eyes. And I saw it moving in between the portals so fast, I was like, how the fuck is this not destroying Earth? Because I didn't know about, flat Earth back there. But, because, based on what they tell you, if a star is that bit close, the sun is that close, you're fucked. But, yeah, luckily they were aligned. And what you're seeing is this light captured at the two ends of the portals. But the star is actually just constantly moving in between them. And I've shown this in other videos. I'll probably re-upload later. Because a lot of my stuff I lost, but a lot of it I still have. Look at this shit, bro. Like, you see my eyes, bro? I reflected there, and then these horns on my forehead. I didn't even know I had them shits. And right here, you can see like a double eyelid type thing. Because I have a third eyelid. See that shit? It's on both of my eyes though, it's not just that eye. It's just more obvious on that eye. You see that shit? It's a third eyelid, like a cat, bro. It's not like a snake, how it covers your whole eye and gives you a slitted eye. As you can tell, it's this transparent thing covering the inner part of my eye like a third eyelid, like a cat has. And they've always theorized, why the fuck do people not have these? We should have them. Oh yeah, you should be able to tell that I look a little bit like homie. I'm trying to use this one because I'm a little bit more hairy, kind of like he is in this one. Not exactly a good example, but anybody that knows me knows I look like, I'm telling you, I look just like that guy, bro. I remember when I first saw him, I was just like, dude. And then he actually has spiritual power. He really does. And then here I'm going to show you my third eye. Notice that. Watch how I come close. You see how far away you can't see it? Look at my forehead. And then when I come close, it becomes visible. Because just like the Bible said, light reveals all. And then yeah, there's avatars of God. Like God has multiple Melchizedeks. That's why even Abraham worshipped him. There's one for each of the 7 days. And the one for this last one. The perfect day, Bethany, whom the light that never fails dwells. Holy, holy, holy. You see this? I look a little bit more like him here. Because I got my beard a little bit more grown out like his. Literally, it looks just like me, dude. He has the same little thing under the cheek, like right here. Let me show you what I mean. You see how he got this thing right here on his cheek? He's a little paler than me right here because it's winter. He has the same lips, same nose before my nose got broke, same kind of eyes, same little ridge under the eyes. My lips are a little fuller though. But I remember when I saw him, I just couldn't even believe it. You see how the scars I got, like that one on my chin? I mean, on the left of my, right next to my lip on the left. I've had so many things happen to me, bro. But anyway, so this is Aura thing. Where if you look at the thermometer, it's about 60 degrees, not 40. You see? It's a little, just about 60 degrees. As you can even look at it, you can see the light shining on me. And then the 40, it's supposed to be 47 at the high. It wasn't even at its high that day. And then all the fucking future days changed. Except for that one with that 44 for whatever the fuck reason. I literally changed time. It's the middle of fucking November, bro. Okay. So then I'm showing you my channel. This is my old channel. You could tell that's me. I was a little more hairy back then. Had more hair in my head, yeah. And this is the one he was friends with. This is my old account he was friends with that they took down. Let me show you what they did. Look at this shit. You see this? The fucking subscribers, look at that top chart. And then look at the bottom one. You see that sabotage? This hasn't happened to nobody else on the planet. Except for me. That's how pressed they are to keep y'all from seeing me, bro. And the few of you that are real. The rest of them are all in on it. And this conspiracy against me. Like, you see this shit, bro? Y'all need to be helping me, bro. This is why y'all gonna get the story for real. Like, y'all just left me to fucking die, bro. Like, y'all literally just watch me. Y'all just sit and watch to see what happens, bro. Like it's a TV show. Y'all just Like, why the fuck would you leave your number one player to get jumped? You know the enemy's. What does the enemy do when they know somebody's a huge threat? They jump on. They don't care about the rest of you. Like, this shit was done to get me, bro. No bullshit. You wouldn't even believe me. Literally, the day I was like, fuck this YouTube shit, man. Went to go to the interview, COVID hit. And then they blocked all the types of works that I was trying to do because of that. Like, I was trying to get into events and shit. And as you can tell from that fight, I had to go to jail, so I couldn't even get regular jobs. Like, they're just trying to fuck me over, bro. And since I didn't break no rules or whatever this whole time, I'm literally about to get off probation and do this shit. Like, it's ridiculous. And they're trying to run everything in the ground. And you know, for real, for a while I was really sad about that a little bit. Just a little bit, not that bad. But then I'm realizing, who gives a fuck? This world's full of trash anyway. Let's just burn it to the ground. I'm serious. That's how I feel. Y'all have just lost all my goddamn respect, bro. That's how I feel about y'all. You have no respect for me. Zero. Y'all took the mark of the beast like it was candy, and y'all sold me out and gave me no support. Somebody else just bitches the slightest bit, they can put a GoFundMe up. Literally, my whole life has been sabotaged. My whole goddamn life, bro. Put me in an abusive home. I got out of there thanks to me. And we got in this other place. They tried to set me up again at the first foster home. And then when I finally get through these foster homes, and then my uncle, his wife lies on me and says I fucking did this and that. And my own brother, who's a demon, said, nah, that's not true. You know, and he still woke me up all fucking summer. The whole summer, fucking my sleep schedule up. Like, he gets home at 2 in the morning and he keeps me up till the sun comes up, running up and down the street saying, I'll treat people the way I'll treat people the way I like to be treated. It was good though. God used that to my advantage because back then I didn't know about God very well. And that was like a stepping stone. And when I learned about that, that's when they say Common Edison popped up. Well, not Common Edison, but Nibiru. Like, I was at a highly prestigious school because, you know, he works for NBC. And so, you know, it's a really nice area and all that kind of shit. And they knew about Nibiru way back in the day, like in the 90s, bro. It was around 96 when they knew about it. And that was right when I started to, you know, become more towards God. So it was like it was already set in motion at that point. And notice when I started to treat people how I would like to be treated, like nice, you know, good, people would actually return evil for my good. It really confused me, you know. It was a lot, you know, there's a lot to it. But they've been just sabotaging me, one thing after another. And then, like, so I left that place with my mother, and she got on crack, you know, baby boomer house of shit. That's all I can say. All these baby boomers trash. It's more like an extra, though. You know, they wanted kids, but they didn't want to be parents. And that was when the baby boomers, that generation, brought in the crack to ruin them. Through Reagan or whatever the fuck his name was. It might not have been Reagan. It was one of them presidents. I forget who it was. But the boomers voted him in just so he could do that. And we all know what happened to the black neighborhood because of that. And now the whole country. A lot of people are fucked up on drugs, especially Hollywood. But, it's, you know, this has just been one thing after another, bro. Like, and then I finally... We were there like 3 years. She literally, like, my so-called brother, he shoots someone in the leg. That's one of my friends. And then now the whole area is like trying to get rid of us because he's being an N-word, you know? And so we end up in this other place because they basically literally raided our house, took everything my mom had because he was just being a dumbass. Motherfuckers literally ruined our life. He was like a cuckoo or a changeling. My mom literally saw in a dream, and I'm like, Mom, why the fuck didn't you, like, pay attention to that? Like, this dude tried to kill me when I was a kid. She let me in the room with this nigga, and he lit the door. He lit me out of the goddamn room, and probably even led me to the fucking road. I just know that he led me out of the room because I was like, Mom, how the fuck did I... Like, I was listening to her, and she was like, oh yeah, you ended up in the middle of the road. And I was like, how the fuck... I don't know how the hell it happened. How you could even open the door. You were too small to open the door. And then she said, your brother was supposed to be watching you. When I saw him, I was like, oh, yeah. You don't remember, huh? Yeah. But I was like, obviously he opened the fucking door and let me out. Like, why wouldn't he stop me when I supposedly opened the door and I can't reach it, you know? I was so short they wouldn't even see me under the cars. Like in front of the cars. That's how short I was. And when I was little, you know, like really like an infant, you know. And this motherfucker tried to set me up so many times, bro. This dude was just a little jealous little bitch, man. And he was just a demon, bro. He was sent there to fuck my life up, bro. Dude literally stomped in my room every fucking day when I was living at my grandma's house later. Cause my mom got on drugs and we ended up back here. I was with my grandma. You know, he was stomping in my room every day, bro. Ended up having heart problems because of that, and that's why they're doing this COVID thing where it targets the heart. It's meant to, the reason they're doing that, the reason it works like that is because the higher energy you are, the more it becomes magnetically affected, like the electromagnetic field of your heart or your brain or whatever. That's why people that are athletic, they're trying to say don't exercise, which is retarded. How the fuck you gonna live without exercising? Or be healthy without exercising? What they're doing is they're trying to keep you low energy so the power of God doesn't flow out of you. That's the whole purpose of this shit. The Morgellons did the same thing, because it's the same fucking machine. Where if you're creating a lot of energy, like literally when you create a blue frequency, a higher energy, or purple, which is even stronger, this thing literally expands and just blows up. So what happens when a lot of that's in your heart and it just blows up? Yeah, scarring, what they call blood clots, all that shit. Literally, this one guy was showing when this graphene shit hits the magnet, it turns the water into this fucking solid machine type shit that takes its shape and can just rip you apart. Like, there's so much shit I can tell you, bro. Like, this has been fucking me over and over and over again, bro. When I graduated high school, they went to Iraq. Yeah, 2003. What else? My aunt literally worked in the towers. Her birthday was 9/11 though. I don't want to give away too much. What else can I say? Oh yeah, so like, they set me up so many times, bro. I went to college, they didn't even tell me to switch classes, so I flunked. And then the other one, they didn't even tell me when my final exam was, so I flunked that one. And luckily I learned how to research, that's all I can say. Because the rest is history off that. No, that's I mean, literally every step of my life, bro, they sabotaged, bro. So I could have had no freedom. It was unreasonably bullshit, bro. They rode me out the road twice trying to kill me. After I learned the truth from Morpheus. Yeah, his name was Morpheus. He's a shaman. Before the movie even came out. You kidding me, bro? That should be world goddamn famous right now. I had Mike Tyson as a follower. That's why he's into DMT and flat earth and shit now. He's like, dude, I convinced this man so well. And he was like, dude, I graduated, I dropped out in the 3rd grade, and I know, and I fucking know without a shadow of a doubt that the earth is flat. That's how well I convinced this man. And yeah, if you go down that list, before the Skynet shit, I talk about flat earth because that's another fucking evil ass invention of theirs called globalism, where they make up a lie so big that the fucking lemmings supposedly can't see through it. I know they see through it. They just playing ignorant. They're playing fucking ignorant, man. They're just going along because they're evil, man. Evil is what they're gonna do. So literally, I got rode off the road twice, bro. Literally in the second one, the first one, I'm riding down the road, it's rainy. It's a setup, the bitch turns, I'm in the left lane, she turns into me with her car flat on into my car. I go in the incoming traffic lane, no cars there, I already spotted it. Just to get away from her. And then this bitch runs me off the goddamn road, and what was it? I go really far down the road. She goes past her turn to hit me. She went way past her fucking turn to hit me. Because I went way past it, and she still hit me. Because she was trying to hit me. And then they tried to say it was my fault. The bitch didn't show up to court, though. Because that wouldn't have worked out for her. And then, the second one, I'm riding down the road. And ironically, this piece of shit that came into my life who's really a military freak, a perp, who, this is when I was good in my life. I had a nice car, all that shit. I started my car, all that shit. They had to get rid of my car because as long as I had a car, I had somewhere to be and have peace. Once they got my car, it was pretty much fair game. Like, they knew it. That's what they were targeting. Either that or that and my life, but they got the car and they were happy. And literally, some fucker bought the car because it was still working, but they pretended it wasn't so they could get it, and then gave me this car that literally has plastic doors. And if I got in an accident, I would have been dead. I found that out because the car, I already know it's my uncle's car. He told me about it all the time, that how bad it was and how hard it was to fix. And it was just getting worse and worse. It was like an old ass Celica GT. I mean, like Sega fucking Rally GT type fucking, really old ass car. And I was kind of liking it at first, but then it broke down less than a week. And then, so, yeah, fuck that. I was pissed. So I kicked the fucking door and I found out it was plastic. Oh, I was like, oh, okay, good job trying to set me up again, Keith. My uncle or whatever. Found the Morgan curve. Yeah, I'm gonna put him out there because I don't give a fuck about him. He's a retard, bro. I showed him so much shit about proving that bullshit wrong. About the NASA and all that shit. This nigga really thinks that they went to the moon. In a lunar module that has a cockpit that's as thick as 2 Reynolds wraps of aluminum. 2 fucking sheets of aluminum thick. Who the fuck does dumb shit like that? And then when they landed, there were no marks on the thrusters. No fucking marks. And then they got two pictures of the goddamn lander, the rover. The lunar module. Like 2 pictures of the exact same mountain range behind it and all that. One with the module in it, the same angle and everything. And then one with it gone. So how the fuck they take that picture without the module being there? Because it stayed there after they left. That's bullshit, bro. There's so many lies. I don't even need to go on about that. Like, and then, but yeah, but anyways, a lot of shit happened, bro. Like the second one, like while I was driving, the guy literally just drove sideways. Like it was like a 4-lane highway. I'm coming down the road. This dude comes out, goes into the middle part, stops when another car is like 2 miles further away from him and I am. I can barely see their lights, but I'm much closer, and this guy's just sitting there. So I didn't think people was that crazy about it. I didn't know what it was. So I'm driving up thinking, what the fuck's going on here? So then when I get close, real close, I'm going 40 miles per hour. I slowed down for 60 because it's a highway. Because I thought he was suspicious, but I didn't think this nigga was gonna try and get hit. He literally waited till I'm right up on him, backs up, stops. I dodge him. He backs up, stops again. I dodge him. He backs up. Now he's blocking everything on the right. So I gotta go back to the left and hit him because I'm right up on him at that point. End up hitting him at the part of his car where he was, and I wish I had hit it where he was. So maybe he'll fucking get shook up a little bit. But of course he was a Chinese person. What a fucking surprise. Now, I've had so many assassinations into some fucking chinks, it's not even funny, bro. Like the other time when I was going through, this is enough of that stuff, though. Let me continue. As you can see, y'all should have fucking been helping me, bro. Y'all just leaving me to fucking dry, though, bro. And that's why they're doing shit like this. If they had done that to any other goddamn page with that much followers and shit, people would have spoke up, but nope. And literally after this, since they got me, they went for everybody else. They went for Alex Jones. They went for everybody. They started with me. Since y'all didn't care about your own fucking God, oh, okay, we can just get anybody then. I was literally talking shit about Alex Jones back then, too. I was like, he's not bad. He might be kind of like a double agent or whatever, not telling the whole truth, but who the fuck's telling any truth compared to him? That dude said more shit than anybody, like, period. I don't give a fuck what y'all said. That dude's vital. If he was gone, y'all wouldn't have had no fucking intel. I'm telling you, y'all would have had none on so many fucking topics. And this is what they predicted. They predicted my page would have fucking 20,000 subscribers by now. 20 fucking thousand. Just based on my old growth, not even how it would have snowballed as I got more. And it would have been back up to 1 million, but it was already at multiple millions before they deleted those millions. But it shows that I would have had another 100,000 by now. I mean, not by now, but just in a few months. Oh, that's 9 months they're showing right there. So 9 months they expect me to get another 100,000, which really isn't that much. Probably not that accurate on that one, but they expect me to just keep growing and growing. As you can tell, I didn't monetize shit. So how the fuck they take my page down? I ask you that. That's why I didn't monetize nothing. But they still took it down saying copyright. When I didn't monetize it. And this is me doing some training. So you can see that my little UFO friend up there, or angel, whatever the hell he is, a star. I was doing some training. And this is really just something I wanted to keep for myself, though. I noticed that the UFO was in there, and then also I was using it to try and inspire people. And then you see how it disappeared? You see that shit? It's a clear sky, in case you can't tell. Clear fucking sky. And you'll be able to tell. Just the way it moves around and shit. You'll see. See this? Look at that shit. Literally turning towards me. Just like how I can turn Venus and flip it upside down. Yeah. It's not the only one. It's funny how when I go by that light in the middle of the screen that it disappears. You saw that? Look at this. Let me show you. Not talking about that one, you'll see. Alright, you see, watch, there's gonna be a light in the middle of the camera. On the right, you see that on the right? It appeared out of nowhere too. Watch how I absorbed it. You see how I absorbed it when I went by it? That's because it's my light. I literally create these stars like it's nothing. Literally the reason that star's doing that is because I'm actually exercising power in this video. That's why I wanted to keep it secret. I'm not going to say too much about that though. I was exercising power. And increasing the outpouring of spirit just by these simple actions. That's the kind of power I have. And the star, if you notice, if you pay attention to it, the more power I use, the more the star will react. Like when I'm sprinting, it's really just following me when I sprint though. And that's crazy. But like, notice when it appears. Like, doing my pull-ups or whatever, you can't see the star right there. That's what I was doing. I was doing some pull-ups. And then, it's already active, I guess, because of the pull-ups or whatever, but then it disappears. I don't know how the fuck that happened, because you know these are all in chronological order. So, for it to disappear that quick, there was like no gap in between me starting that next video. I don't know how the hell that happened. And I've noticed a lot of times when I watch this shit, like certain types of UFOs, not this one because it's set in stone by my power, like they change. They change as you watch them. They have no, they're multi-timed. Like, you see how he does that? It pops up when I'm stomping, when I'm jumping. Like those are really powerful jumps I'm doing. You can't see it because I'm jumping. It's like in fast motion. I'm actually getting high enough, almost high enough to dunk on a 10-foot rim. Like let's see. Let me go back so you can see. And that's when he pops up. That's when I do that several times. This shit is low energy right there. That's just balancing. And again, there you can see I look like Michael, but I got a tan because it's summer. I always have a tan now. It's just kind of permanent because of my power. But watch, you see as I do those jumps, it starts to appear again. There's a lot of power used in those jumps. I'm not putting a lot of effort into it, but and then watch this. See how it's reacting to those kicks and punches and stuff? The more energetic they are, the more it reacts, I notice. But anyways, that's a little bit of the stuff I do. Now, like, oh, the punches ain't got no power? I don't know. I think it appears mostly when I'm using my legs, though. Like when I'm running, doing some kicks or something. You see, comes back after I start throwing a whole bunch of kicks. And you see how I can't even, like, watch how much power I'm putting those spin kicks. It's literally whipping my whole body around. Watch this shit. You see that? Like, that's why my recovery is so bad. I'm putting a lot of power on those kicks. And then, yeah, so that's why it pops up or whatever there. And then when I'm running, obviously it reacts to that and just follows me around because it's just my bodyguard, basically, I'm assuming. Either that or just some kind of, maybe a bad guy or something. But just that kind of shit should have made me famous, bro. Like, just the part talking to Son, this is all recent shit, too. Like, I had way crazier stuff on my old page, bro. And I had a lot of it on Google Plus, so they got rid of Google Plus. Google Plus is literally where Mike Tyson was following me. He was following me on Google Plus. And a lot of all the followers, this dude literally looks so fucking much like me, dude. Like, I don't even know. If you knew me, you would know this dude looks just like me. I'm gonna let him talk, though.
In my 20s, I was disturbed because I was seeing someone that looked so much like me that I might as well just been looking in the mirror. But I stumbled back
That's
away
why
from
anybody that knows me knows
the
he looks just
person,
like me.
and in disbelief, and then all of a sudden, the fires that weren't hurting the person at first, then they began to devour the person, and it happened really fast, like in seconds. And so the skin was
What did he say? The fire burnt him up? It wasn't hurting him at first, though, right? What did it say about in Peter? It said that with fervent heat is going to burn everything within the earth and the things of it, like my body, my physical body. It will get burnt up with my own power. That's why I'm afraid of it. But I understand I had to sacrifice myself to end this shit. I'll probably be, like he's showing, I'll probably be the last thing to get destroyed by it because I'm so strong. But because the reason it happened so sudden is because it was a breaking point. Because it keeps enhancing, and then it gets to a certain point where it even burns me up. And that's why they call it the hastening of the day of the Lord. Let me show you. For looking for the hasting onto the coming of the day of the Lord of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt. Even the heavens are gonna fucking get burnt up. Remember that. Even the heavens themselves, they'll be on fire. And dissolved because of that. Just like the mountains and all that shit, you see? How the fuck does this dude know this shit unless he's really seeing it? I didn't even know this. I might have made a video on my old page, I can't tell. I'm literally 1,700 views. Not views, but videos. Like, a lot of fucking videos. Let me show you. 1,765 fucking videos. And 461 subscribers. I liked how it ended with 4 because, forever 4, that's the whole rider thing, like, it's not just you see this guy in the top right corner, and y'all know about Darksiders, which became cult popular because of me, literally. And I remember this one guy, he was talking about Jesus on BitChute, where he tried to say Jesus was like a horse, and that's not his real name. I've cast out demons in his fucking name, bro. Like, I was in this dream where I was spying on Obama, right? I was spying on Obama, and he was like interacting with this Chinese guy trying to set up America into a war with China using a third world country. And I think because I spied on them and made a video about it, they didn't end up doing it. But as you could tell, they're involved with China heavily. So now that makes more sense. I made that video a long time ago, like 2014 type years. And ironically, 7 years after I started my YouTube page. It's that 7 stuff again now that I think about it. And I even started my page on a 7. God dang. Amazing. 2007, baby. I'm born August 7th, by the way. Lucky 7, I'm the king. But, that's what King's based off of, One Punch Man, too. He's based around me, that's why he's so good at video games. But, Saitama is the real power, just like Jesus is the real power. But I have plot armor, what you would call miraculous stuff that just keeps me alive. But as you can tell, when I get burnt up in the end, yeah, I'm still human. And that's why, let me show you something. Now that we're already talking about. Let's go through Revelation. Okay, so they hid themselves and said to the mountains and the rocks fall on us, for the great day of his wrath has come. Remember that, because, that's what that's all about. And, it's about the power of God and transformation. into the new form, glorified bodies and everything. It burns the wicked to the ground, but us, it'll build us up. You'll see how it builds me up. This power, it destroys me first, but it builds me up afterwards, according to, his story. Which makes sense. I mean, just logical. He's going to destroy the whole planet and rebuild it. The whole universe and rebuild it. That's impure. This is one part I wanted to show you, though, man. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's the later part. It's got to do with the two witnesses. I'll talk about that later, I guess. I'll just hope this thing doesn't crash or something while I'm doing this and restart. I think, what can I close? I can close this now, so that'll be less memories using. I could close Peter too, but I'm gonna leave it open right now.
Vaporized off all the muscle and stuff under that was vaporized off and devoured by the fire, and then all that was left of the person I was looking at was only a skeleton. And the hot heat in the place where I was having a vision of on Earth, it was just unbelievable. So the skeleton actually looked like burnished bronze, like molten glowing metal.
Oh, I didn't tell you about when I was spying on Obama. Like I said, the power of Jesus is his name, and it's definitely his name. Like, even if you use any kind of name, as long as it really is referring to him in whatever language it is, even if it's not the exact same name, he's not dumb. You people are being so superstitious. You're being so superficial. God doesn't give a fuck about that.'s not dumb. He knows what you mean when you say his fucking name in any language. So you think you're special because you know that fucking language? You have a prideful heart. Who the fuck are you? You're a nobody. In my eyes, you're a nobody. In God's eyes, you're even less of a nobody. I mean, you're even more of a nobody. Even less. Think about it. When you see an ant, you see a slightly bigger ant. Is that any difference in your eyes? No, they're fucking ants. There ain't no fucking difference. The difference is nothing to you. What is the ant gonna do to your life? What's the ant do for your life? I don't give a fuck about the difference between y'all. Little slight ass differences because you own a car, because you're vain. If anything, he's gonna hate you because of that. And this guy, he tried to, like I said, I was spying on Obama, and now I got somebody recognized me there, and then I got, like, next thing I know, I'm being tied down. And oh yeah, by the way, the world was pitch black, not pitch black, but black and white, had no color, and they were in this field, like old Chinese looking buildings, or Japanese, I'm not sure, or looked like huts and shit. And then basically the ground had all this soil, endless soil where they were talking, like they were at the edge of the field of the soil next to the houses, and it was just lines and lines of where it had already been made lines and ready to plant these demons or whatever the fuck they were up to, plant some kind of evil. And next thing I know, after I get captured, I think I found out what they were gonna plant. I found an endless group. They had me tied down with an endless group of people. A lot of them were celebrities. Like I saw this really tall basketball player, and they were all sitting there with the mouse cover, and they were just like, and then God released me from the restraints they had me in, and I was able to move around. They were trying to get me to help them, and I couldn't really do nothing. I didn't really understand, what to do. And next thing I know, there's literally this doom creature that's coming at me that I didn't even know that they could be transparent. Like, it's that typical doom monster. It's literally in the game. That's where they got the idea from. Where it's that transparent, I think they call it a specter. Like, it's a really buff ass monster that was coming at me, and it was transparent, just like in the game. I couldn't even believe it because I didn't know that they had transparent ones, because I didn't play the game that much. And my uncle, just because he's a demon, he used to play that game, just so happens. And he what happened after that? I basically never saw the transparent ones. I always saw the regular ones that had, y'all know what a specter is, you'll know what I'm talking about. So it was coming at me. It looked just like in the game, but obviously crazier because of real life, or a dream or whatever. That's similar to real life. And this thing was coming at me, and I'm telling you, bro, I was just like, first thing I thought was Jesus. As soon as I thought of Jesus Christ, it didn't even get to Christ. I just thought of Jesus. Started to think about saying his name. This thing turned the fuck around and fled. Like, it fled so fucking fast, I couldn't even believe it. And I was just like, after that, I was convinced, bro. That name works. It has power. I don't give a fuck. That's what they wrote in the book. That's his name. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And you can use your shot or whatever, bro. But to me, I'm instinctually gonna say Jesus because that saved my ass last time. And then everybody that be getting abducted, they use the name of Jesus, not Yeshua, Mashiach, which is his Hebrew name, not Yahweh, which the Hebrew movie says is his name. They use the word simple name Jesus Christ because God is not dumb, you fucking idiots. And you're disrespecting him and make it seem like that, you fucking idiots. Like, don't you understand what they're saying when they say Jesus Christ? So how the fuck God not gonna know? Stupid fucking, superficial fucking nobody ass bum. You know what that says to me? That says to me that you don't know God. You never been in a battle with God. Like, you never had to be on the front line for God. Like I had to. Where I'm literally there spying on Obama. Like, I spied on him another time. That's why they've been kind of not letting me get to sleep. Another reason I had a hard time trying to, I would have had a hard time with work and still would. But y'all ain't gonna help me, I already know. Because you're my enemies, I already know. Most of y'all are my enemies. You're not gonna share this video, it's not gonna go anywhere, I don't care. I figure I'll make this video for the few of you that are real and wanna see it. Well, for the rest of y'all, I don't give a fuck. I can go kill yourselves, I don't care. You thinking I'm supposed to be some ass kisser like y'all superficial asses are. Clearly says in the Bible, God hates y'all. Like, he's gonna kill the fuck out of y'all. You don't even understand that. That's how evil you are, how stupid you are. Keep thinking that guys like these fools on the planet that just let you walk all over. There's a saying that wicked only prevails because the good people don't do nothing, right? Well, you know what righteousness means? Why God said 1 out of 1,000 men are righteous, but 0 out of women? You know why that is? You're thinking that's got to do with some holy shit. No. Righteousness means justice. A woman can't do no justice. They're weak. How are they going to get any real justice done? But 1 out of 1,000 men can. Like Batman. So, have you ever heard anybody talk like this? No. And that's how they knew who I was. That's how they knew my son was. Because we talk in a very peculiar way. And the knowledge and authority with which we speak, compared to these other people, I don't care if I fucking hesitated there with my words. Like, just the words I say, the understanding I have of this shit. You ain't gonna hear that nowhere else. Remember that. You're not gonna hear this nowhere else because they don't know me like I know my fucking self. But anyway, so the second time I was spying on Obama, we were in this thing. He's a military guy. He's special forces or something. Because we were going under these things. You know how they go under the stuff in the mud and shit. And then when I came through the other side, he was there waiting. And he spun his knife on his boot. And it spun perfectly. I'm not gonna lie, he's talented. I'll give him that. He's talented. And then, basically, because he's the devil himself, in case you didn't know. That's why I was spying on him, because he's the main fucking threat, and y'all don't even know that. He's still running the fucking government to this day. That's who Biden works for. Y'all fucking retarded if you don't know that. He's the one who brought the guillotines. He set the foundation for the mark of the beast, with his Obamacare thing, the implants, all that. Trump was like, slowed them down maybe the slightest bit, but they still got everything done under him. Like, he still did most of the stuff that they needed him to do, like 5G, which is really like fire everywhere as well, but not nearly as good as the fire of God, which is going to end up destroying everything, including me. I'll be reborn in a great power. But, oh yeah, that's why I wanted to look at Revelation. I want you to understand that that that's real. That's a revelation as well. I'm gonna show you. I want you to see that the two witnesses are God Himself. That's what I want you to see. I think it was 11 though where they pop up, because you know they're the two witnesses. And then the seven thunders uttered through voices, like the seven candlesticks, the seven spirits of God. Once again, God working within Himself. Okay. And now He's talking about, okay, here we go. What a surprise. Chapter 11, the two olive trees. Can't you get it? 7-Eleven. Okay. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees, the two candlesticks standing before the God of earth. And if you really want to know who they are, look at the Ark of Covenant. They had two cherubim, but each cherubim sent two wings forward. This is the four spirits of God as well, just like the four horsemen. And when it describes the four spirits of God, before it became seven spirits of God, because it's evolution going on. And then later on 11, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. Maybe just 12. I'm not sure. But basically, they were horses too. They were horses, in the same colors as the riders of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. It's the same damn thing. It's the four spirits of God being unleashed, and then after that, it's the sevens. These are seven as well. And then a lot of fusion going on and stuff like that. That's why the cherubim had four wings total, two from each one. It's a branching out type of thing, like wings, or wings are similar like branches. And each wing has all these little feathers, like branching as well. But y'all don't even catch the symbology of that. And then you'll notice that when the wings, for example, just like the stars of the heaven, make the light of the sun in the day collectively. That's how the light can just reflect upon. That's why they say the light, you wouldn't even see anything if the light didn't have the firmament, which is still stars and stuff inside of it, for it to reflect upon. That's what they're saying, but in reality, it's not just reflection. It's literally the stars are being projected. The light of the sun is being projected from them. And they're all like kind of unified. Just like the wings coming off the sun. Haven't you seen that in like for example, like a lot of teachings in the past, like where they show the sun with wings, almost kind of like Nibiru and stuff like that. Well, anyway, so especially Egypt, ironically. So, and then if they these two witnesses, two candlesticks, and they put this right in your face in Dragon Ball Z. What did they show you? This is back when I was doing my thing. They were watching my channel. Everybody was, apparently. And they came up with a character called Goku Black, who literally became the universe. Like, that's me. And he had the sharp sickle, just like Death. And it's purple and everything. That was my color, bro. That's my color. But I didn't even finish telling you about the what happened. Basically, in that dream, like I said, I went up the roller coaster. Remember, I was telling you about how I started off with Bill Gates, and then I ended up in the field. And there was that purpley, fiery stuff that literally just came out of a portal. Basically, there really are portals. And then, like the second place, I was at the roller coaster. It happened again once I hit the height of the peak. It was trying to show me that it's about the high frequency power. That's gonna make this power, this energy happen. Because as I was coming down, when you come down, it's just like when you sleep or when you turn off a computer, you release the energy. So all that power built up when I was going up, it released. Just like when my character gets burnt up in the story he's gonna tell you, he releases the power. You're gonna understand this now, and it creates a greater power, because the body isn't really right for it. It's It's just like when a person does evil, they end up in hell because your energy goes wherever it is, whatever it is. It goes back to whatever it is, the source. So if you're evil, you're gonna end up in a place that's evil. If you're good, you're gonna end up in a place that's good. That's why it says, you know, people that lead into bondage get going to bondage. It's karma. Karma is what powers everything. Karma is the wife of God. So, let me see. Fire proceeded. It's like the Holy Spirit, basically. But anyways, fire proceeded out of the mouth. These are the two olive trees. And like I said, in Dragon Ball Z, not only did they copy Goku Black, because they've been learning from me, they even, because Dragon Ball is actually based around me as well, the whole damn thing, Goku's literally the same height as me. He's 6'1.5". Literally the same fucking height, man. I explain all this on my old page, dude. You're so fucking, it's ridiculous. Goku and Vegeta are symbolic of the two witnesses as well. One's royalty, like, by nature, and one's kind of like a normal person, but he's gifted. He's truly gifted, like Goku. And then they fuse and make Gogeta or Vegito. Let me see, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there's those two olive tree guys right next to the God of All. Like they call him the God of All or something like that in the show. Oh no, the Emperor. So I don't remember. Like the guy that, you know what I'm talking about. And he has those two bodyguards right next to him that are really tall and look like fucking candlesticks. Can you just fucking open your eyes and understand who I am, bro? These dudes literally put me in every fucking thing. That's why I like to use a lot of anime stuff, because like they're always talking about me. I ain't gonna lie, Naruto, he's based around me too. I had literally showed y'all Naruto on my old page. Literally, I showed you an entity in the sky who was affected by my power, who was shadow clone jutsuing in the sky, because that's how the power works. When I do the outpouring of spirit, it builds up everybody that, you know, is of God. It makes them stronger. Just like Naruto, when he in this great war, and y'all don't even seem to know you're in the middle of a goddamn giant war. Because of grand deception, I would imagine. But I've seen right through it long before y'all did. And I see it way better than y'all do to this day. Y'all don't even see it like I do. Y'all think y'all do, but y'all don't. Can't you tell? By the way I'm talking that you don't understand it even close to how I do? And it's just me putting out words. Imagine how I actually know it in my head. Like, this is me trying to describe it to you. How much more do I actually know? Put it that way. But, like in my heart of hearts. You see what I'm saying? I've forgotten more than y'all fucking know. Really. Let me see. There's the candlesticks, all that shit. It's just constantly copying me and shit. Anyway, so then what happened? So I followed Obama. Oh yeah, he had spinned it on his foot, the knife on his boot, right? And then the next thing I did was, I mean, he signaled to me to do the same thing. And I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And I tried to spin it. I failed. It spun for a little while, but it didn't spin like he did. And yeah, so that was in a dream. I'm assuming I got caught. But yeah, a lot of shit. Yeah. Let me continue though. Oh yeah, I didn't finish telling you about what happened with the Bill Gates and all the other worlds I went to. So I went on a, you know, the roller coaster. That happened. This one girl saw it in her dream or whatever too, and she even saw it as a robot like Johnny Five. Which ironically, I would be the fifth one. Ironically, I would be the fifth one. Now, John was Jesus' favorite apostle. He was really, if you want to learn about Jesus, look at the book of John, not the other books. They were all liars. Not all of them, but out of the four gospels, what a surprise, there's four of them, only one of them is real. The other three are bullshit. I'm serious, the other three are bull fucking shit. And Paul, I mean fucking, there's 12 pillars for 12 apostles, not 14 pillars for 14 apostles. Even though I like 14, you know? And Paul, he said a lot of contradictory things to Jesus. A lot of things. And they even mention him in James and Jude. What a surprise, more J's. that are real. Those books are real. James says that how should I justify my faith without works? There's people that saying you can show your works by your faith. What the fuck is that? What good does it to tell somebody be full or be warm or be healed, unless you're Jesus, of course, and instead of just giving them it, you know? Unless they actually have the ability to heal you, and they really have that power through Jesus, that's pointless. It's fucking pointless. Help them. That's what the tithes are about. The tithes are nothing but food. Now you're giving money. What did Jesus do to the money changers, aka the bankers of that time? He flipped their tables over and whipped them out of the fucking building. Y'all act like it's all love and harmony with the devil. God says that you got love with the world, you got enmity with him. Because the world and him ain't on the same page, ever. Y'all just don't even got a clue about Jesus. Y'all took the mark of the beast, y'all didn't even read Revelation. That's pathetic. Pathetic. How people just sold their fucking souls for basically nothing at all. Right at the end of the game. Right at the end of the goddamn game. Y'all didn't even have much further to go. Y'all sold out. Fucking idiots. But anyways, literally just like the song just ended, that's how far you had to go. Like in relativity, yeah. It's about to happen. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So these two all trees, two candlesticks stand before the God of the whole earth. Oh yeah, I can't get to finish that story. So I went up there, the energy released on, you know, the Johnny 5 thing, I forgot. Remember, John, that's the favorite apostle of Jesus. Literally, my whole family's named John. I'm the only one not named John. My name's Bryce. Meaning spotted. Just like you start off spotted and you get washed white in the lamb's blood. Also, it says in the original translations that the garment he wore, aka my body, is spotted in blood. Like my name, Spotted, you know, just saying. But, what was I gonna say? So yeah, he goes up, the energy releases, coming back down, like I said. And, what was I gonna say? How did I get all talking about the other stuff? I don't even understand. But anyways, when the John, oh yeah, my name. My family's name. Like, I would have been the 5th John if he had named me John. My brother's the 4th one. I'm mad at him because, you know, I like that number. I'm pretty sure that's the reason they put him there, is to take that number and try and, you know, cause problems and stuff. But, I'm gonna say, my mom literally had a dream of this guy. Just to, you know, until you're talking about that a little bit. I was sabotaged from the beginning of my life. That this guy was a gray alien. And he pissed acid on her or something like that. He literally pissed on her in the dream. At first she said he looked like a little baby, but then she said he turned into a gray alien. AKA they swapped him. They're called changelings. They can shapeshift. They're in all cultures. They're real. They even have it in the bird family. They call them cuckoos. They'll come to the real fucking things. Like they come to the bird's nest, another bird's species. They put one of their eggs in there, and when it hatches, the thing instinctually kills all the other birds, throws them out of the nest, so that it will be a parasite on that other other bird, and the other, you know, the cuckoos will have it growing for them, waste their energy on it. They're parasites. That's what you're dealing with. That's why hydroxychloroquine stops this monster they're trying to put in you. It's got parasites in it. It's the locust of the bottomless pit. What does the Bible say about the locust of the bottomless pit? I'm gonna get to that in a second. But anyways, so I would have been Johnny 5 basically, just like what you've seen in the dream. I would have been the 5th one if he had named me John or whatever. So basically, it was a reference to me. Like, people just don't know me. I know myself, so it's not hard for me to see it. You see what I mean? But it's like, people think they know me when they don't even fucking know me. It's pretty funny. But, so he basically went down, energy releases, and next thing I know, I'm in a basketball but it's like a it's more like an auditorium, but it's one of those auditoriums where they use the basketball court. You know what I mean? There's all those bleachers and stuff that keep going up. You climb them to this little side part where a teacher or whatever would be. And so I ended up there, and I was somehow in a new robot. I knew it was a new robot because the air smelled different. It tastes different. I had a taste inside of me. I could taste and smell inside of me like a new car. Not exactly like a new car to smell, but you know what I mean. Like this really odd smell that you could tell you're just getting into this robot or whatever it is. And that's what our bodies really are symbolically. They're just robot suits for us to go into. That's why they're trying to fuck up our programming and give us viruses, as they call it. Because when you change the language, and that's why they're always playing these word games, is to create viruses, dysfunction. Then they're vulnerable to viruses once you change their language. They've been doing that to us in several ways. But now, with COVID, they're literally going into people's genetic body, and even things like weed and alcohol have places in the body, right? And they're not even very good for you, right? They're not good for you really at all. And those even have places in your body where your body will accept it, where your genetic code will open up and accept it. The keys fit. The keys fucking fit, right? But with this COVID thing, whatever the fuck they put into us, putting the people that take the vaccine and spreading to other people, and that's where the zombie virus is gonna come from. It literally goes in and it makes the body create key openings that whatever the hell they're trying to put into us that God never intended to be in us, more so than liquor. Let that sit in. Sink in. Let that sink in. More than liquor is worse than. I mean, he even let us have liquor and shit like that, like all these other weird things that the body will accept. But whatever they're trying to put us in, put in us, God didn't have any keys in the body to accept it. So it's something extremely alien and evil. And I already know it's just meant to take the people over. And, it's the locusts, it's the parasites. They're going to take them over. Like, they know. That's why hydroxychloroquine works. That's an anti-parasitic. There's a parasitic factor in this thing. It's actually got insects. It's got a plant factor to it. It's just disgusting, bro. It's absolutely disgusting. But anyway, so I was in the next world, and there was a new robot suit. Everything was different. I was in the middle of the stadium. Not the stadium, but the auditorium or whatever. I started to climb the stairs. And then I got to the top part and I saw Paul Begley of all people. Paul fucking Begley, bro. If you don't know who he is, go to YouTube and type in Paul Begley. I've been following him a long time. As you can tell, I've been on here since 2007. And he was just sitting there, and I was like, I didn't know this dude played basketball. This is before I saw him in one video shooting a basketball, and he said they used to coach it. That's what he was doing. He was a coach in there or something. And he was in that little back part of the top, when you get to the top of the stairs, where there'd be like a door in this room back there. And it reminded me of my old high school, which is called High Point. Like literally just like how I just came from that one high point. And on the roller coaster and then came down. Just keeps tying in. And literally the highest point around here. I live on a mountain, by the way. Not really a mountain, but like a hill. At the highest point around here. And this whole area is basically a mountain. So that's the symbology too. Let me see. That's why you watch my video of me out in the sun. Well, I already got rid of it. When I was talking to the sun, the light was shining at me and stuff. I'm looking downhill. And then the other part's kind of going up a little bit hill, but then you can see it crescendos and then goes back down. Let me see. So basically, yeah, I went up there and I was like, why am I here? What happened? And he pointed at an old TV screen, like a really old ass TV screen, like the ones that have Those the metal rods coming out of the top of the antennas. Really old. I don't even think it was colored. I think it was black and white. That old, you know what I mean? And next thing I know, he showed me the Earth. There's another reason I was holding back. I was scared of making this happen. I do damn well it was my fault. That's why I cried when I saw it. I saw the Earth on the screen. And I saw, it seemed to come from underground. A pulse of fire that looked just like that purpley stuff that I saw. But it pulsated. It would pulsate across the planet. Dude, the whole fucking planet. And it would pulsate from one end of the Earth and go all the way to the other. And it would just keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. And I was like, I was scared. I started crying like shit. I started wailing. Because I knew what that meant. Like, there was no life left on that planet. I was basically seeing the end of the world. Like he was describing, with the fire just seemed to come from underground though when I saw it. It didn't seem to come through portals. It seemed, when I saw that, it looked like it just pulsated from underground. And then I'm just hoping that's not got to do with CERN and all these other super colliders. You know, there's actually super colliders, so many super colliders that they don't tell you about. Or particle accelerators. I would say there's close to 1 million of them. No, maybe 100. Nah, not 1 million, 100,000 of them, or something like that. Or maybe 50,000. Because they're literally under every fucking inch of this country. I saw it on this one chart. You can look it up. They're under every part of this country, and most countries, even Africa. Like half Africa is fucking covered with these things. So I'm pretty sure they're using that to keep the Earth from flipping, because they create a magnetic field, and I'm pretty sure they're using that to just keep it from flipping. Because I've seen when this one comet went by Mars, it created a flip, and it caused an extreme explosion. And like I said, I've forgotten more than y'all know. That's all I'm gonna say. So that was an interesting story. And then when I turned around and I was crying, my mother was there. And she wasn't like how she became, where she was just this loser that gave up me and my brother for crack. She was like how she was when I wanted to live with her, when we first moved with her. It's like they did something to her or something. And she was strong again. And it's almost like John Connor, how his mom is the rock of his life, you know? And she's so strong, you know? It was kind of like that. That's how my mom used to be. Like, I remember my dad one time hit my brother because my brother's a dumbass, and my dad had to, you know, but my dad was overly abusive. Like, he overdid it. So when my mom saw him, even though my dad had the right idea, because my brother was playing with poison, and he was trying to get me to do it with him too, because, you know, he's a demon. So my dad, he just slapped the fuck out of him, basically. It wasn't too bad. He wasn't punching him or nothing. He wasn't whipping him with a belt like he usually does us. He wasn't using a switch, you know, those bush things. We literally had one of those trees right outside, so, like, right outside our front yard. So whenever he wanted, he could go get one of those. He didn't use none of that, even though we were right next to that tree, outside on Halloween. I'll never forget that day. He did that, and my mom picked up a 2x4 and hit him over the top of the head because she was crazy like that, and she just couldn't stand seeing that shit happen. She just, because a lot of time he would be overly doing it, you know, like, for nothing. Like, I remember I had a lisp when I was a kid, right? And I was at a not a foster home, but like a daycare. And I said, give me my truck. They thought I said, give me my fuck. He knows I had a lisp. I never got paid for this shit, too. I should have been collecting disability from that and ADHD, which is just their way of trying to say you have a brain and you're creative and you have energy, high level of energy. But anyways, and you're creative, you're gonna think for yourself, all that kind of shit. But anyways, so he didn't care that he knows this shit, and to this day he knows that. Like, if I was to talk to him about it, even though he's a demon or whatever, he'll admit it. He'll be like, yeah, you have lisp and all that, and that's why you said that. He's told me that story several times. Because he likes to just repeat himself. That's how lefties are. They just say the same dumb shit over and over again. And what did he do? He literally chased me. He got this evil look in his eye because he's a fucking pedophile. Not a pedophile, but like, he was an abuser, man. Like, I put them in the same fucking boat. Abusers and pedos, they get off on fucking with kids. You know what I mean? One wants to beat them up, one wants to have sex with them, you know? It's still abuse. So this nigga, I'm just telling you, my whole fucking life is sabotage, bro. And I don't get no help, bro. He was just leaving me out to dry. Alright, so what happened after that? So basically he chased me. After he got that look in his eyes, right in front of the woman that's telling him this shit, he chases me to get me. Cause I run, I know that look in his face, bro. I'm not dumb. Even as a little kid, that's one reason I got this out of here. I've been smart since I was born. It's called common sense. I don't know how, it's just called having eyes that see, ears that hear, and a brain and a heart that hears. So, basically I just fled, man. He chased me down, beat me up right in front of the teacher and stuff, man. I'm like 5 years old, I'm in preschool, bro. That ain't 5 years old, I'm 4 years old. I can remember that shit, man. He was a little bitch, man. So, like, when she hit him with that 2x4, this nigga took it. His head was wide open. And then he punched her, and we all went to the other house, and they let us in the house, thank God, but he was like a villain, you know, chasing. And he's just crazy, bro. He's just straight up crazy. Anyway, so like, yeah, but yeah, she was strong again, like in that dream, like she was on that day, and how I know her to be. But yeah, it was just crazy when she hugged me. When I turned around, I was crying, and she was there. She just so I couldn't even believe it, you know. She was there, and I was like, why is she here? And she was a woman. I was like this robot, right? When she hugged me, you know, like. And next thing I know, I'm a kid. I was human. It was like something about her hugging me that made me human again, instead of that robot that they used. And also, I remember when I got in the robot, I forgot. I asked them this. I was like, how did y'all know you could transfer me to this robot? I knew that. The only reason I knew that they could was because other dreams I had done it. Plus, I theorized that it was possible because my body is mostly energetic because of the way my outpouring spirit works. And it's actually kind of machine-based. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of machine-based. But it's all based around my biology and my natural abilities, but I enhanced them. And that's why, and that's another anime I love that was just so realistic. Hunter x Hunter. Check that shit out if you ever want to learn about real power, like how power really works. That's how it works. That's literally how it works. All those different brackets of power that they have, like conjuring, enhancing. I basically, the reason I'm so powerful is because I'm an enhancer, but I actually can do the thing that I'm not supposed to be able to do at the same time. And that's the way it works. Like, they're literally like hand in hand. The enhancing, and it's basically a type of conjuring, but I'm a specialist at the same time. So I have like literally, like, I can do anything. Like, I can do all the different powers if I want now because of that. Because those two are now supposed to be able to mix. Like, that's how I can manifest whatever I want, like, and enhance it on top of that. Well, not anything I want, but right now I'm building the foundations for the ability to be able to do whatever I want. The only one that can do whatever he wants right now is Jesus. Like he says, he got all his power from the Father, who is the Son of Man, who's in the faraway country called the end of the world. And that's why in 2nd Ezra it said this is the guy that they were sealing until the end of the world. That's who this guy is that he's seen ascending out of the sea and waxing stronger and stronger. That's what the power does. It makes me stronger and stronger. How could they know this? And that's why the factors of the numerics of the beginning of John, when it's talking about everything that ties into this, that I could go on and on about. You know, it's telling the whole story there, by the way. Is exponentiality. That's why it's called holy, holy, holy. There's 3 levels of holy. Holy means infinite. That's what it means. It means dedicated, aka infinite. It's constant. So he's got 3 layers to his holiness, 3 dimensions to it. The first one is infinite growth and potential of growth. The second one is all different possibilities. And the third one is it's completely consistent. It's perfectly consistent. It never fades. The perfect day that never fades. The perfect day, Bifni, whom Bifni means inside, but I don't like what inside means in English, so I always say Bifni when I'm talking about this. It's something important to me. Bifni is the Hebrew word for inside. Bifni, whom the light that never fails to have. That light is Jesus Christ. That's why John, not the other books, says that you'll know Jesus, you'll know the Messiah by the dove coming down and staying on him. Not coming and just blessing him and going. No, coming and staying. You know why? Why he would know that? Because that's constantly happening to Jesus. He's constantly receiving more Holy Spirit in the form of that dove from the Father. How do I know this? How would anybody know this except they're actually me? Like, you hear anybody else talk like this that knows any of this shit? Nope, never. Because they're not me. I'm never gonna know it. I'm not gonna remember it either. I can say this off the top of my head and it'll never change. The story will never change. Unless I learn something new. Then maybe somewhat will change. It always seems to just tie right into each other somehow. It's crazy. But, let me see what I was gonna say. Damn, I'm totally forgot what I was talking about, bro. Let me get back on this shit. So yeah, she gave me the hug and I was human again. That was great. So, but I wanted to show y'all about. I wanted y'all to show that the Son of Man. Oh yeah, it's right here. I forgot. Stop that. All right, so I wanted to show y'all that the Son of Man is actually Jesus, basically. I mean, not the Son of Man, but the 2 olive trees, the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth, the 2 witnesses. That's why they stand before the God of the whole earth. Just like the guys with Zeno in Dragon Ball Z Super. And if any man shall hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth. You see? What's that fire? It was a blast. This is the blast of fire that they were talking about in 2nd Ezra that come out of this person's mouth. It's the same person, you see? What do they call him in here? They call him the Messiah. And this is my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions, the nations, for which are for their wicked life are fallen into tempest. Like pandemic, like COVID vaccines, like the mark of the beast, like Skynet itself, all this alien UFO, reverse engineered technology, and portals that they're using to bring demons in and shit. All this stuff I've been recruiting these fuckers about, man. And Zion shall come and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall be beginning to be tormented. See, these guys have been hiding in darkness their whole fucking life. You know? When I bring the light, it reveals everything. That's why they hate me. And they know me right away because my presence torments them. And it makes them start to see what they will actually have to deal with. Because everything, like I said, goes back to its source. And at the same time, it's all within the person. They kind of like become kind of cut off and become their own person. And they have to deal with what they are. So, this evil that they have within them, it starts to become their own torment. The things that they did to other people is going to start manifesting against them. And that's what they're going to be tormented. It's going to be in their head at first, and it's going to be right out in the real world eventually. Which are like unto a flame. And ye shall destroy them without labor by the law. By the law. So the evil things they do, they'll come back on karma. That's what the law is all about. You know, avoiding bad karma and growing good karma. What is sin? Sin is anything that leads to death. So that's why God doesn't want people doing harm to each other. That's why God doesn't want people doing evil. Because it will bring back death upon them. And torment. Because that's what kills you, is torment. It's pain kills you. You know? There's nearly no painless way of dying. There's almost no painless way of dying. Might be some ways, but it's very rare. Showing you that death is in pain or hand in hand. Then without, especially the way they're killing people is painful. Like having a heart attack because of somebody giving you a vaccine forced on you is very painful. Trust me, I've been dead twice. Like and the second one was from a heart problem. That's why they're doing this. They're trying to finish me off. But what am I gonna say? Only because I was literally not getting no sleep, stomped out of my sleep constantly. These demons knew exactly when I was gonna fall into my sleep. Like not like when I'm just laying down. Like literally, like it'll be quiet so that I literally am gonna. You know how like you just kind of slip into your sleep. You don't even. You can kind of feel it coming, but most of the time you're not. You just kind of fall asleep. These freaks somehow knew right when that was gonna happen, and that's why I told y'all not to let them get your bio information. Like I didn't want y'all to let them have that, and that's why they were pushing the micro shit, the Xbox Ones. They were trying to make it so that they had to be online all the time, and they always had to have that 3D camera that could get your biometrics from the other side of the fucking house. Your neighbor could be getting your biometrics to them. That's how powerful that thing was and how much range it had. That's what the smart meters were about. They just want your biometrics so they know when they can kill you, when you're weak, and when you're gonna sleep, when you're gonna do this, when you're gonna do that, and then they just keep fucking it all up. Yet they want to. And y'all didn't listen, so they got those biometrics, they got their feedback, and they went along with COVID. I mean, this COVID thing or whatever, this vaccine thing. But anyway, so it's just so much shit. So let me see. Destroy them without labor by the law. The no-sin tribe, man. Yeah, basically that's the 144,000 they're talking about right here. Those are the tribes that he's gonna bring to himself. That's mirrored here. Let me go to Revelation. Let me go. These two have power to shut heaven, and so basically, I'm killing them by their karma. Basically, they fuck with me like literally. That first house where they got me kicked out, literally everything they did to me happened to them. Like after I left, my aunt moved in. Who's a pure demon, CIA, just like my grandma. She literally would keep them up all night. She would wake up at like 3 in the morning because she's a devil, and just be yelling at the grandmother all fucking day, and just they don't get no sleep. And then the little coward ended up punching her, the so-called brother of mine that kept doing the same shit to me, but obviously can't handle it back. And then she got him kicked out of the house, just like how he got me kicked out of the house. You see how that works? But he's punching a bitch because he's a bitch, and I punched him only because he asked for it. I didn't want to fight that little pussy ass nigga. So literally everything they did against me, bro. Like she was torturing him with the noise campaign, and just like they're doing me, and then literally got him kicked out, just like how he got me kicked out. This happens to him every fucking time. Like everybody that's fucking me, that kind of shit has happened to him every time. I've destroyed presidents through that kind of shit. I've destroyed all kinds of stuff through that. You take it as a joke, don't you? You fucking idiot. Oh well. If you think it's a joke, well, I don't know how you got this far into the video. The rest of y'all that got this far into the video, I'm pretty sure everybody that got this far in the video actually is not an idiot. Because the idiot would have been gave up on this video and not even given it a shot, and they would have missed out on me and hearing all this shit. And I already know an idiot's not gonna click on this video anyway because it's over an hour long. Anyway, so 2 candlesticks stand before the God of the Lord. Yeah, they'll get killed by the fire that comes out of their mouth, which is the law, the word of God. That's why it says it's like unto himself. Look. And country, you defend them that remaineth. Let me go up here. Destroy them by the law, which is like unto me. A fire. That is a fire. Why he burns the wicked. They're not one with that fire. And their body, dead bodies shall lie on the street. Oh yeah. Any man heard something like that, they get fucked. These have power to shut heaven. That's literally why, after they die, the whole world goes to hell, because it's called the law. You literally just fucked over a god. You think you're gonna get away with that? Okay, you're gonna see your whole planet get destroyed. So, and these have power to shut heaven, that rain not in the days of their prophecy. They have power over waters to turn them into blood. How many times this happened when I predicted it? Like, look at my fucking YouTube list of my playlist called Events of My Prophecy. That's all shit I predicted. I would do the outpouring spirit. It would cause its effects. I literally don't even know which effect it's gonna be. The only thing I can predict is that it's gonna be the sun, and then it's gonna be the volcanoes, and then it's gonna be the earthquakes, and it's gonna be thunder blowing down the stars as untimely figs. Basically what they've been saying the fire does. I can't exactly predict if it's gonna turn water to blood or not. That's up to the Spirit of God. But I can hit them with plagues whenever the fuck I want. And then they have, when they have finished their testimony, the beast ascended out of the bottomless pit, made war against them, and shall overcome them. Let me explain to you what the locusts of the bottomless pit are, but I'm gonna do this first though. It's literally chemtrails, by the way. Literally is the fucking chemtrail planes that are taking over the people and causing problems. That's what they are, just to summarize. That's what I call Skynet, and that's my enemies. Just like the Darksider character, that's his enemy. You know, the one that's in the top right corner right there. So that's how I kind of picked up on all this, and I already knew I was fighting with them. So when I saw that guy was showing me this is the character that it kind of starts with, which is called Bootes the Constellation, who is the greater. He's the two shepherds, the two witnesses, a greater fold and a lesser fold. It's just so obvious. Again, it's the two witnesses. When they have it's gonna cause them problems or whatever, and then they're lying in a great city which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. You don't know this country? It's Sodom and Egypt. You're retarded. They're all sodomites in this goddamn country. Especially DC, which I live right next to. You see this? What odds I live right next to Sodomite City, called DC. And Egyptian city called GC. Give me a fucking break. Where our Lord was also crucified. And they are the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days, shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in the graves, and that dwell shall rejoice. They that dwell on the earth shall rejoice over them. So at this point, who's left besides locusts? Would anybody a God be, celebrating over fucking them being gone? Nope. What does that mean to you? It means it's fair game now. What did God say? He's waiting for that last person to go. And once these guys went, just like my friend told you in this story, well, he hasn't told you the whole story yet, but, well, you get it. You already heard that part of the story, where he goes, and he's basically the last thing around. Then he gets the power. That's literally what happens right here. These are the last two. And then what did God say? Once the last guys are gone, he was telling that in the SEALs. Remember, they were like, when are you gonna avenge us on the evil fuckers on the earth, man? When are we gonna destroy these fuckers, man? So you keep thinking these people are gonna be saved? You think you can fight the U.S. government or whatever and save these people? Can't you see that they want to kill you? These people have lined up to take that vaccine, selling their souls for nothing, for a bluff. If they all just stood together, nothing would have happened. There's a living book. You could be changed at any moment. It's the whole reason I'm suffering through this, trying to help y'all. But I already know your fate. I already know your fate. It's not gonna change. I'd rather try than not try, just so I know I tried, basically. And man, I don't even remember what I was talking about, man. Anyways, I'll remember it. And then when they finish, man, they'll be rejoicing over them, sending each other gifts. Yeah, because they're all evil as shit, man. And you'll see. And then 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood on their feet, and great fear fell upon them that saw them, because they know what it means. They're not regular people like they thought they were hoping they were. I mean, they should have already known this from the fact that they're burning them up constantly. One witnessing from heaven, one witnessing from earth. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld. In the same hour there was a great earthquake. Remember? What happens first when all the fervent heat and all that stuff starts to happen and everything starts to melt away? First is that great earthquake. That's how it started. And the tip part of the city fell. An earthquake was slain. The men, 7,000, the remnant were frightened. And they finally gave glory to God. If you pay attention to earlier parts of this, they're never giving glory to God after all the shit he does. But they finally give it there. A little too late though. Because you're still going to get destroyed. It's far too late. And the second woe is past. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The second woe is past. What a surprise. Another 2 witnesses signed. And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in the heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are now become the kingdoms of our Lord. You see? That's the key point. So who were these 2 people? You're about to find out. And of his Christ, of the Lord and of his Christ. 2 people again. And he shall reign forever and ever. And the 24 elders, that's the 4 spirits of God, and the two witnesses, which sat before God on their seats, fell upon their faces, just like the 144,000. What's 144? That's the golden ratio. That's the exponentiality I was telling you about. It's the infinite power. It starts out with 0, and then you get 1 and 1 and 2 witnesses, and from that you got everything. You got 2, then you got 3. The 2 plus the 1 is 3. And 3 plus the 2 is 5. The 5 plus the 3 is 8. You keep going, it goes up to 144. What the fucking odds of that? People crazy you don't get that. If you look at the Ark of the Covenant, it's got the golden ratio right all over it, which is the exponentiality, the Fibonacci swirl that you see in life everywhere, because that's the power that gives it everything. And so it manifests in its shape, and it manifests in everything, because everything is powered by it on a level you can't even conceptualize. The only person that could even come close to understanding what I'm telling you is Tesla. Nikola Tesla talked about something similar with these numbers that are key. And I'm pretty sure 4 or 7 was one of them. And I think the other one was 3, like the Trinity. Like, you guys, you just, like I said, you die for lack of knowledge. But at the same time, your pride keeps, and your preconceived notions are what's holding you back from hearing the truth. You have ears, but they don't hear. You got eyes, but they don't see. Because you think you already know every fucking thing. So, you know, I don't really care. As you can tell, by the way I'm speaking and how long this video is. I'm just gonna put it all in here for those who see it, and they're gonna get it. Rest of y'all, you're gonna, you're not gonna see it. That's your problem. I don't care. You should have been looking. Much work as I've done on here at YouTube, you ain't seen me yet. You wasn't looking. Like, I could tell you how God came to me and everything else in the book of John. Like, when you love God, He comes and makes His home with you. And it says in Revelation, if you overcome the world, He'll give you His throne and all that. I overcame the world. I'm the elect one. That's who they call me. I was sealed from the world before the world was. Now that I think about it, I wanted to show you that. 20 elders and country way to go. Great wonders. And He said unto me, seek out the things. Oh, He said to me, like as thou canst seek, neither seek out or know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so no man upon the earth may see my Son, or those that be with him, but in the daytime. Let me go back here. Let's see, 9. I want you to see this one point. And lo, there was a wind from the sea. You see another Holy Spirit blowing stars down as untimely figs. And it moved all the waves thereof. Because this high frequency is creating super powerful waves. That's why the mountains and all that are moved by it. And lo, there arose a wind, and behold, and lo, a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, waxed stronger and stronger, you see. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled, which were seen under him. Whosoever the voice went out, whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. That the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. Once again, who else has the fire coming out of their mouth? To witness it. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered a multitude of men out of the number of the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. The four winds of heaven. You see, I'm not just dealing with people from Earth. I'm dealing with the demons that would be like, oh, I'm the Pleiadians. Oh, I'm from Constellation Orion. It's the Dracos. You know, that kind of shit. I'm not from any of that shit, but if anything, I'm from Leo, Constellation Leo, or something like that. But at the same time, I branched off into a whole bunch of them now. I literally am the constellation, like Booties, the constellation, that one. Like, there's several ones. Like, the whole damn story. The story is Sting of the Scorpion by Jonathan Grit. Check that out. Alright, so I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a mountain. Afraid, but they durst to fight. He neither lifted his hand. Blast of fire, flaming breath, tongue, sparks, tempest. Peace of multitude. Yeah, where's this part I wanted to show you? Let me look back over here. I'm gonna make sure I remember what I'm talking about. And then they dwell upon the earth, rejoice over it, tormented them 3 days. It's a great voice saying, "Now a great earthquake, and the part of the city fell, and the earthquake was slain. 7,000 second was passed." Saying, oh yeah, the kingdoms are his. And it's Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. And the 44,000, well, the 420 elders, I'm tripping. God and the seats fell on their face to worship. Damn, I totally forgot my point, but I'm sure I'll remember it again. I wanted to show you something for a second that totally tied in what I was talking about, though. It's just too much shit for to remember, man. And the same house, great earthquake, and then, yeah, fuck it. I'm not gonna hold you up anymore. I'll remember when it comes back to it. So let's just continue with the story. Man, I forgot that part though.
And I looked in a little bit closer, and I seen the rib cage of the skeleton, and there was a bird inside of it, and it was kind of struggling around, moving.
There's a bird inside of his rib cage. Remember that. Inside of him. What does Jesus say about the Father? He says that the Father is within him, and he's inside of the what? The Father. Oh Lord, it would do that. And then it does it again when I try to press play.
The latest
hit play
was
first.
only a skeleton. And the hot heat in the place where I was having a vision of on Earth, it was just unbelievable. So the skeleton actually looked like burnished bronze, like molten, kind of struggling around, moving. And it looked like it was trying to get out of there. And then all of a sudden it let out a really loud screech sound. And the sound of it sounded like a cross between a falcon and some sort of thunder. And so
thunder, once
when it
again,
did that, the entire skeleton.
You notice the thunder constantly popping up in here through the Bible, through his testimony. And what did that do? It creates another that blast. And that blast, what did it do? It blasted my residues, right?
Shattered, and it shattered into like a powdery looking stuff, so that it was kind of like it made like a dust type.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Like when it's released is when when the body rests, it releases what's in it, and that was what was in it. That power, that great power, the Phoenix. That I'm showing you right here. That's showing you. It's funny how this isn't working anymore. Look at that. It's like it's just loading it again, I guess. Yeah, that's not displaying. Let's refresh that. But yeah, like the Phoenix, it oh, looks like they're trying to crash it. I can tell by the audio. Make sure to end this quick so I don't have to say all this shit again. But anyways, what did it say? The Phoenix is basically, use the shockwave to get out. It's within him. Like I said, when you pass on, you release that. The person releases what they have in them. It's just like when you rest. That's why you get dreams and stuff like that, because you're releasing your power and it's returning to heaven. That's why they say when you rest, you're saved. That's when you get saved. Like, how when you're playing a video game, you got quick save points? Literally, that's how you save. That's why in the video games, they put it right in your face. When your character saves in the game, they lay down. Like they're sleeping. They put it right in your face, bro. There's a comet ascending. Nobody even talked about that comet. It came on the 11th. What a fucking surprise. You know how many times I've done this, bro? It's like, that's why I had that long ass, like 1,000+ videos playlist of events that I predicted and made happen and shit. I'm gonna close this one because I don't want this shit crashing. I've already seen the difference. One is rotating, one's not. And like I said, like this is the trick. Like that's when the damage starts happening, because number one, he's the last one that God was waiting for before he released that power. Secondly, that's the judgment for them fucking with him. Like it's just total destruction to everybody left. There's more to it though. More to it. I'm not really.
Suddenly, it let out a really loud screech sound, and the sound of it sounded like a cross between a falcon and some sort of thunder. And so, when it did that, the entire skeleton shattered, and it shattered into like a powdery looking stuff, so that it was kind of like it made like a dust type looking effect in the fire, and then fell into a clump. And as it did that, the bird spread its wings before it even hit the ground and started trying to fly out of the fire. Mm-hmm. The bird was a fire bird. It looked like it was made.
It was made out of fire, like a phoenix. Like rebirth. That's why the Venus looks like a phoenix. It's the sign of rebirth. Well, anybody knows what a phoenix means unless they're a fucking retard. It's a sign of rebirth. It's the sign of Jesus. You can even see the cross within it too. They said they would see the signs in heaven. People just don't get it though, because the heavens is showing my handiwork. All the little changes I do. That's why they keep finding all these planets. It's specifically a lot of Earth-like planets. Because I'm birthing this stuff. Like, it says that God, the Father, spreads out heaven is a tent to dwell in. It's literally like, as I increase the outpouring of spirit, new stuff bursts. It's been happening since the beginning of time. It travels through time. There's no such thing as time. It's an illusion.
It's made out of fire, not like flesh, like the other man looked like that was in the fire that got burned up. But the birds start flying up toward the heaven, and the bird was a greenish-looking fire, greenish-looking flames, and yellow flames with black-looking flames scattered throughout the green and yellow. And the bird was flying toward the heavens,
Yeah,
and it kept flying and
I
flying.
remember now. That's the part I wanted to talk about. What did I tell you? It returns to where it came from. If you're evil and you're from below, like God said, you're from below. I'm from above. You're going back down there. That's why they bury your ass on the ground. Like, I'm going to heaven. I'm going right back where I came from. And that's what the energy of the Phoenix is. Obviously, if you look at Venus, it's the same fucking energy. It's within me right now. That's why when I do what I do, it literally can flip Venus upside down. That's the kind of power I have. Not only have I shown you all this other crazy shit, I'm showing you this. I may have testimony about this damn near a decade ago. I don't know, y'all still ain't gonna make this go anywhere. I don't really care though. I really don't. I'm not in here for popularity anymore.
And it was really angry, and it was doing a lot of screeches, and so it sounded like a falcon and thunder, and it flew and it flew.
But
and
the whole
finally,
heavens,
as it got up toward the higher,
but don't forget the whole heavens, everything is melting away at this point. Everything. So even something of heaven, like the Phoenix, is gonna get burnt up.
heavens, there was a white fire up there, and it
Even hotter
and it
fire.
burned the bird's wings off. So the bird
Burned his
started to
wings
fall.
off. Wings off, just like how the stars are all falling from heaven. It's showing that once they got up there, now it's like, oh shit, I have no wings. Because all the stars are gone. They all got blown down, they got all melted, you know. And there's gonna be a new heaven and shit, so he doesn't have his wings anymore. They're gone. Now he goes up there and he's like, oh, I'm trying to return. Oh, there's nowhere to return to. It's all burnt up, you see? How the fuck did he know this? How did he know this? It's just ironic because he looks like me. And I remember, like the Bible said about the apostles of Jesus. They all looked alike. They all fucking looked alike, bro. And this is why they hate people like him and me. And they want to act like Cain is where we came from. When we're Hebrews, man. We're not got nothing to do with no goddamn Cain. Mixing us with Cain has made us, instead of being like the people in India who are peaceful for the most part, they don't invade nobody, they're cool people. Nobody expects the Indian guy to fucking backstab, right? But then you go to Africa, they're eating each other still in the 21st century. They still do cannibalism. They still do voodoo. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's not even close to the same people. Y'all done blackwash and whitewash us here, ruined our fucking genes, cut us off from being a people here. It's disgusting, man. It's just so rare to actually meet another real man, like God, man, like for real. Big difference between us and these other races, bro. I'm trying to tell you. But that's only if they really meant like of God. And God changes their genetics and shit to make them look like me. That's why I believe it, because this is similar. Like, people always think I'm Ethiopian or whatever, because, you know, I got that Hebrew blood in me, man. Like, and it's just like I'm totally different from my family. It's because it's God. God made that happen. It travels through time. I've always been different.
Back down, and it let out one last screech, and then it fell right back into the a pile of dust that was left over from the bones that burned up, and the bird and the
Remember,
and
he
the,
turned. Remember when it
dust.
burned, it turned to dust. I like how I just said that. This is my man, bro. I was thinking I was gonna have to go back into the video and he breathes up the dust again because he's smart. Like, he's just describing it, dude. Like, oh my god, it's just like, man. I'll just tell you straight up, bro. He was crazy, bro. Like, he's strong and everything. Like, I've seen his aura on the camera. Like I could show you some of those videos. Like, but I don't remember which one it was. Like, he was doing his musical kind of thing. You know, music's spiritual. Like, he was affecting the camera in so many ways that most people wouldn't even notice. I don't even think they could see it. But I could see his aura was ridiculous. I sometimes wonder if he's gonna come back as something badass. I mean, obviously is. I mean, he's clearly connected to Source, and that's why he gets these visions. Your vision is your highest level of information gathering that you have. That's why people do like DMT or whatever. That's why, you know, I talked about this stuff a lot. That's why Tyson did it. And when he did do DMT, he was like, wow, man, he's weak there. Because he's physically strong, but he's not that strong spiritually. Spiritual power, you can't even contain that in your body. Your body can only contain like nothing, like compared to like what your spirit is. Your body cannot contain it all unless you have a very weak spirit, like most people do. But like someone like me, my body could never contain my whole spirit. That's why I literally use the heavens to contain it. Like, wait till I start talking in Revelation. Like, I'm gonna go and show you that where just show it to you. He finally takes his power to himself, saying, okay, and then 7 angels sounded, heaven, kingdoms of this, have become our kingdom, the kingdoms of our Lord and our Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. And a 4 and 20 elders sat, which sat before God, and their seats fell on their faces to worship God, saying, we give ye thanks, O Lord God Almighty, which art and was and art to come. You see, multiple spectrums, omnipresent. Because literally this whole time itself can't even contain it. Because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and hast reigned. So where's this power this whole time, right? He's just getting this power. Why is that? It's because the 2 witnesses who are God just passed away, and they were the last ones, and now they're up there gathering that great power that they were sealed away from this whole time. Sealed to the end of time. That's what it says, that the Son of Man alone is sealed to the end of time. That's why, again, now I remember why I was looking at this seal. Let me find seal. Okay. So, hidden. Was it hidden? Oh, fuck it. I'll find it. I'll find it. I know what I'm looking at now. He alone was kept till the end. That's what it basically says. I'm trying to find that part. Innumerable multitude. And time shall come when it comes past. Some be clapped. What you saw is a man ascending. I showed you, and against each other, and realm against another, astonished on earth. Behold, the day is come when the Most High deliver them. You need a sword, mouth. Why is this so hard to find? And I gotta find that part. I don't really care how it's. Let me try to find. Let me see. Let me try this again. Wow. I swear this is so annoying right now. Because I know they said this in this part, bro. I'm just not wording it right. And this is just taking so fucking long to find. Because I know they said that in this part. I saw the same man come down from the mountain. Peaceful. It would have been the angel saying it though. Because this guy wouldn't have known that. It would have been the angel. Because it governed saying, all Caesars, fulfilled, thanks, wonders, which he did in time, wondrous things, declare. I'm so annoyed right now. This is not easy to find like it's supposed to be. Man. Can seek out. Coming out. Man, this is so annoying, bro. You know what? Fuck it. I give up. I give up, bro. They probably changed something up. That's what it seems like to me. Either that or I'm just not remembering the wording. That's so annoying. Wicked inventions, build it, graven without hands, time about maneuver, amount fighting each other, man ascending, some be declared. Well, I guess I'm thinking about Revelation apparently or something. Shall order them and the blessed endure. Yeah, here we go. Fucking bitches. No, I'm looking at the wrong part, man. God damn it. I thought I found it. Ah, this is so annoying, man. I know it's in here, bro. This shit happens too often. Passed by a cloud. Oh, it's so annoying. You know what? I think I give up for real, bro. I just don't want to, though, because y'all gonna think I'm lying, because that's just how y'all are. Counted worthy should receive my prayer. You know what? Fuck it, bro. It's probably not in this part or something, man. There's something going on with that. There's something to ride with that, so. That's so fucking annoying. Nah, I totally lost all my fucking momentum. Oh. You know, let me try kept. Of course. And let's see. Oh, ascending. Oh, okay, fuck it. I give up. I literally give up. Cause it's not even here too. Nah, this is bullshit. It's somewhere in here, bro. Talking about how he kept him. The father had kept him, man, till the end. I know, for example, they talk about that in the Second Ezra, not Second Ezra, but there's one of the earlier books of the Bible where they talk about Jesus, not Jesus, but I'm pretty sure it's the Book of John, where they say that the Son of Man, the Father alone, has sealed to the end of time. But I know for certain it's the Second Ezra, man. I'm probably looking at the wrong chapter, man. Yeah! Fuck yeah! Found it! Alright, that's why you don't give up. The same is whom God the highest have kept a great season. A great fucking season. It's talking about like the whole fucking world, basically, bro. From the beginning, yeah, you see this shit? By his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. There we go, finally. God fucking damn, that took forever. I don't even remember where I was leading with that. But yeah, he's been there since the beginning of time, and yeah, and this is on a whole nother chapter now. Let me go first forward. Alright, so now you see I'm not bullshitting on that. And let me see. I'm annoyed because the devil got me to forget my point. And when they have finished their testimony, please. Fuck this. I'll remember it again. I already know it. Let's just go.
It just ended up getting vaporized. The white fire came down from heaven, and it vaporized both of them. So there wasn't nothing left. And
where did he say the fire came from? And this guy's so fucking accurate. I love him. It's like, goddamn. Like, without even, how would he know all that? How would he fucking know all that unless he really saw it? You could not just string that shit together and know all these different books without actually, that's how I learned what I learned. Was personal experience. That's what it means to have a real relationship with Jesus Christ. In the book of John, again, not the other books, it says that in the later times people will start to actually worship God in real power. Real power. That's what it's about the power. What makes you live? What did I tell you sin is? Sin is anything that leads to death. That's why God is not the God of the dead. He's the God of the living. Unlike Paul's bullshit ass said he's the God of the dead and the living. No, he's not. The God of the living. And I'm gonna say, yeah, I told. I already forgot. Goddamn, this is so annoying. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I gotta lie. It's late as fuck. Like what? Damn, it's 7 in the morning now. I've been up making this video for like God knows how long. This probably be like 2 hours long. Anyway, so let me just go back. Okay, so the fire comes down from heaven and it burns them up. What did I tell you though? Like that's because this is all being triggered by God. This is God destroying everything. That's what he's seeing, including himself, burning himself up.
I felt kind of disturbed in the vision, and because it looked like I'd seen someone that looked like me get vaporized, and so I looked at it, and
totally vaporized.
I was stunned up, and I didn't know what to
not even
do
dust.
or say or anything.
Not even dust anymore. Vaporized. Remember that. Totally gone. Totally absorbed.
I just kept staring at the place where it was, and it disappeared, and it was vaporized. And so I kept on looking at that same spot in disbelief, and then finally a spark was born out of the white looking fire and the other different color fires that was right there, and it was a spark, and it grew into the size of about an orange, and it turned into a little baby looking star, and the little star was looking like a prism. It was the color of the prism, all sorts of different colors, and it looked different than the fire that was around it. It had a...
What you're witnessing, what he is explaining, is what they consider God taking his power back to himself. That's why it's so dramatic. That's why the fire engulfs him. That's why it engulfs the whole world. That's how much power it was. And it's used to reform the planet and reform the heavens with a spark. Does that sound familiar? And then obviously the people that are reborn are going to be, he is that spark that makes that happen.
An aura around it that looked like neon green. So the most prominent color in the fire of the
was green. I'm gonna
prism looking star was greenish looking.
Prism looking star, remember that. Gee, I wonder what else is prism looking in green. Like Mount Zion when it came by. I don't even think this thing is the mount. It could be, because I've seen that there is a Mount Zion by the sun. I showed you in the other video with that gold color and stuff by the sun. Mount Zion is gold. But I wouldn't be surprised if this was somehow it too. Because it started out like this. There was this guy that saw a guy in there with sharp sickles too, called Light Reader. I don't know where the video went. I guess he knew that I made a video about it and he took it down because he's just, he's a typical little bitch, fake Christian that thinks that I'm some kind of antichrist when they don't understand Jesus here the whole fucking time. Like, let me explain this to you. Let me show you. You were here the whole fucking time. Who the two witnesses? Yeah, here the whole time. Come up and get their great power. And the nations are angry. And thy wrath has come. Now his wrath has come. Because now he's up there and he's got his power that he had been building that whole time. And that's the power Jesus was talking about. That's not even the full power, it's just the beginning of it. Like I said, it just keeps growing and growing, waxing and waxing powerful. And that's why it says, I'll just tell you. In the beginning, John tells you the whole thing. In the beginning, what's the word? What's the beginning? Did you pay attention to anything else in Revelation? In the beginning. The beginning is a person. He even says this in Genesis. In the beginning, God created God. In the beginning created God. Why didn't they say in the beginning God created? In the beginning created God. So inside of the beginning, the Alpha, the Father, it created God. This is again in Genesis. Not in Genesis, but John. I just told you Genesis. In John it says, in the beginning, once again, what's the word? What's the word? God. And the God is towards God. No. It's towards the beginning. Basically with the beginning. Like, I'll show you. I'll just say it normal and then translate. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. It had become God at that point. That's what its command was. That's what word means. In the beginning was the command. That's why he started out in the Father, and it's the world that was before the world was. And that's the power and the glory he was talking about that he wanted from the Father that they had before the world was. But it's impossible to have it all at once in this realm, because this realm has progress, it has processing, there's a thing called time. That's why they end time, to make this stuff kind of accelerate and manifest like it should. I believe it still has processing, I'm not sure though. But maybe not, I don't know. Because I have a feeling it's still a process. Because it clearly says that in the beginning was the Word, that's the command. And the command was to become God, and it became God. And it was with God in the beginning or something like that. I'm gonna go look at John. Basically, with means towards. So it's basically saying it's going back towards the beginning, the power it had in the beginning. It's the real true God, working towards so it's a process. And you pay attention to it, you look at the original Hebrew and all that. It tells the whole story of Jesus, and it shows the whole cycle. That's why the world is made in a circle. And that's actually the name of God. It's a circuit. Yeah, that's how it works. You ain't gonna have no power. That's why he's the kingdom and the power and the glory. The power is his. You can't have power without a cycle. And that's why the devil tries to interrupt people's cycle. And just keep them off balance, all kinds of shit like that. But anyways, it's the circuit. It's literally just going right back towards that. And that's what we're seeing right now. Anyway, so, and the sound of a great voice kingdom have reigned forever. They should be angry. Now it's time to judge them. Thou should have given reward to the servants and the prophets and the saints, because now he has the power to. It's just funny how people think I'm gonna be doing this shit when I don't even know my fucking story, bro. Like, why don't you give me all this goddamn power since it's so fucking easy, huh? It's called birthing pains. It's painful. You know how painful this shit is? Having a whole fucking universe flowing through me? I remember that I was looking at this thing where they were talking about, that's why I have heart problems. That's why they would always disrupt me when I'm trying to sleep. Because what did I tell you happens when I sleep? I release the power. So they attack me when I do that. And it's just like, imagine having the whole fucking universe finally flowing out of your heart, and then they just attack you, and you're just like, boom! Bigger than a nuclear explosion in your goddamn chest. That's how I could survive fucking, 15 cytokine storms? 20 cytokine storms? Which kill people in one fucking storm normally? My heart's made out of fucking something else, bro. Even though they've done so much to me, I'm still like, my heart's like iron, bro. Like, that ain't iron, it's something else, bro. It's something else. It's just used to way more than they can even throw at it, I think. But I'm not gonna risk it. Definitely not gonna risk it. Cause like I said, my own power could be a problem at that point. And if it ends up ending that way, that would explain how the locusts of the bottomless pit get me. I end up overflowing my own power and destroying everything or something. Well, basically it gets like kind of like a bottleneck, and then it's problematic, explosive, all kinds of problems. Anyway, so They're woe, honor. Yeah, they're angry, get the rewards, and to them that fear your name, small and great, that should destroy, and should destroy them that destroy the earth. So these demons are destroying the earth. We all know this. Baby boomers, you're fucked. You ever wonder why all these old fogies are in every position of power? 70% of the fucking Congress are these freaks. Y'all don't even know. And the temple of God was open in heaven. I was seeing his temple, the ark of his testament. There were lightnings and voices and thunders and earthquakes and great hail. You see, that's the power of eternal release. It's starting to catch up with the seventh seal. The seventh seal, I don't believe this story, this book is in order. I believe that the seventh seal is like, it manifests in the world and in time in a different way. Like it's basically in line with this. When the two witnesses go up to heaven, it's in line with that. You already know this because that's when all this stuff happens. That's when he gets the power. That's when he said that, according to the seals, when the last one of them is gone. That includes him himself. Basically Noah, or the one that, yeah, basically once he gets on the ark, yeah. Or basically it's a symbology of Noah. And then at the same time, that guy that when he died, you know, the flood happened. He was the last important one. And just like the days of Noah, it would be like these. Y'all see me building my thing, doing my thing. I keep warning y'all. Y'all see the effects happening all over the planet. Y'all don't get it. Y'all gonna find out one day when that flood finally comes. And it's gonna be this is gonna be the worst nightmare you could ever imagine. And you're gonna get burnt by it forever because you didn't get in line with it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Try to teach y'all. Let's see. Wonder in heaven. Oh yeah, and then what a surprise! Then there's the great wonder in heaven. After these two have gone up, the woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, changing the heavens because it's showing what's going on, what the new future is now. The woman is clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and upon her head the crown of 12 stars. 12 stars, not 14. Mr. fucking Saul. How the fuck you gonna get a nigga like Saul, who was the biggest killer of the Christians, and then think he's ever gonna, that could be good? Would you ever do that? Be the biggest murderer of Christians? No. You know why? Because the Bible says that you know a tree by its fruit. If you're a piece of shit from the birth, you're always gonna be a piece of shit. That's just how it is. Really. I mean, like, you're murdering people and shit and thinking it's cool, being the biggest murderer of them, you're always going to be a piece of shit. That's just how it is. Ain't no changing that. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, the red dragon we already know the story, basically. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth. Oh, so it's 12. So I should check out 12, then 24, then, yeah, that'd be it. 12 and 24, like 24 hours a day. I need to check those too. Maybe that's it instead of 11. 11 seems to be it to me. But, anyways, let me hear another heaven, great dragon, blah, blah, fuck that piece of shit. Ugh. And it's tell Drew third part of the stars and cast them, blah, blah. Stood before the woman ready to attack the baby as soon as it's born. Just like my dad attacked me as soon as I was born here. You see? But nah, they ain't happening in heaven, buddy. Niggas ain't gonna let you get away with that shit there. Unlike this shitty ass planet, where they let you do whatever you want against God or whatever. But there, nah, that's my territory, buddy. We're gonna find out. When she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all the nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up on to God and to his throne. Because he overcame the world, now it's his throne. not nobody else, his throne. He's like, yeah, you did a good job. I'll pass it on to you, man. You earned it. And that's why it says he alone had glory. You all had a chance to have glory. You didn't choose it. You failed. That's all I'm gonna say. And no offense, you just didn't have the power to do it. You just didn't have it in you. Only I did. Just that simple. And to his throne. And that's how I know this. Why haven't you heard anybody else tell you this shit? Why couldn't nobody understand that the two witnesses are these two people? Oh, you think I'm lying? Wait, just wait. It's not even close to them. No one was fled in the wilderness, where she has a place prepared to God that should feed her 1,000, 100 years, blah, blah, blah. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon fought his angels, it prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven, because it was changed. It was totally fucking changed. And to me, this sounds like it's just showing you what's going to happen on the earth. So that's why when he knew he was cast out on the earth, he was pissed, because he knew it was set in stone that he's immortal now, and he's gonna lose. Like, he had his one shot in heaven, where if he had won in heaven, he would have won on earth as well, and it would just trickle down like rain. But he lost. So just because that's how powerful, in a world where it follows some kind of logic, unlike this world, where it works. That's how it works. You're not gonna be able to be like, oh, please take this COVID vaccine. I'll give you a little bit of money. No, in that world, everything is what it is. You ain't fooling nobody. You're gonna add the power where you don't got that power. You ain't fooling nobody. There, nah, ain't happening. He did fool 1/3 of the angels, though. I'll say that. I'm pretty sure those are the angels that were just evil, though. And people that are being brought up there are clearly meant to replace them. It's almost like you got opposites. In heaven, the majority are good. 2/3 of them are good. And then here in America, not America, but on Earth, 2/3 of the people are evil. You see what I'm saying? Look at the vaccine numbers. 2/3 of the planet are vaccinated. They're evil. They're dead. You see what I'm saying? It's like opposites. Total opposites. Cast onto the earth. And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil, Satan, which deceived the whole world, was cast out into the earth. That was the time when it was set in stone. And his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and fucking night. Because he has no fucking life. And that's what's been holding us back this whole fucking time. It's this dude that's been in heaven instead of being cast down like he did. Because while he's still in heaven, he's doing whatever the fuck. It's not set in stone that he's gone. Causing problems. And us being down here in the earth fucks us up big time. Because of the priorities. We could be bringing all kinds of bullshit at us. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman. Yeah, it's a short time because it's set in stone. He has no ability to resist it. That's why they got so scared when they saw that Abraham was born and his star ate up their stars. And now they got nothing in heaven to defend them. It's set in stone that they're going to get eaten by him on earth too. And he ate all their kingdoms. It's so fucking simple. This is why the rich people use astrology. You think they're rich in using astrology for dumb reasons? No, they're rich and they're using it because of a weapon. They want you to think it's not. But he had but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the child. And the woman were given 2 wings, and that's why he's a child, because he just got his powers. He's just born. He's growing his power. Like I said, going towards the God. He's a man-child. Got that destiny though. That's why the devil wants to mess with time, do all this time travel shit. So he's been changing times. That's where you get all the Mandela effects between me changing time and him changing time. You got time travel wars. That's why they got it on the movies. Terminator came out when I was born. Like Back to the Future when I was born. There's all this shit. 85, yeah, I was 85. George Orwell's 1984 was when I was conceptualized. They started all these robots, they started all this other dumb shit as soon as I was born. And then instead of it being the 70s where their economy was good, it fucking crashes and burns because it was intentional. And then they bring all this technology to use against me. Just like she saw in the Matrix movie. So let me see. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, yeah. And yeah. Then the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle. Oh, that sounds familiar. Remember the eagle wings? Remember he had wings, the phoenix? Just funny. Maybe I lost my wings so she could get them. You know, maybe it will help her out, you know? Who knows? She might fly into the wilderness into her place, but she's nourished for a time and times and half a time. The face of the serpent. The serpent casts out his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God. Just like the other book said, there's going to be some left over. And he's after him because they don't want him to see the end. He's a fucking asshole. And I stood and put on sand in the sea. I saw a beast rise out of the sea, had 7 heads and 10 horns. That's the devil. Just like the dragon has 7 heads and 10 horns. Well, there's 7 crowns and 10 horns or something like that. Finds his horns, 10 crowns. Yep, there's the 10 crowns. And upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Yep. You want to act like he's God, make up all these lies. That's all he does. And they finally caught up with his sorry ass. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him power. If you look it up, you see how this thing has multiple aspects. And then they talk about chimera. Chimera are really dragons. If you ever pay attention to it, a dragon has more than one feature. It has wings, like a bird. It's a genetic manipulation. It's some kind of demon. Demons, I believe, are man-made, just like God. I made him. Yeah, me. Man-made. This is why they say men make devils and worship them, and they call them idols. But these things can't even do shit. But they've gotten so far with this shit. One of the main things they wanted to have was what they call, I forget what it's called, golem? Yeah, golem. Where it's like this inanimate object, just like their idols are, but it actually has life. What a golem really is a clone. A golem is any kind of, or a golem is not only a clone, it's any kind of genetically engineered creature. These are all demons. When they die, they had nowhere to go. So they become demons. They had nowhere to go. They had nothing created them except for some dumb person. So they become demons, and they probably attach more so to those people that created them or whatnot, you know? That's why they're trying to play God right now. That's why they want this AI. It's really these baby boomers that are so rich that they just don't want to die. They're the reason this health trend is going on and shit, and all this transhumanist shit. They're the ones pushing that. And that's why they don't care if you young people die from the vaccines, because they want to keep everything. And they want to keep themselves safe from this so-called virus that most the powerful ones of them know is not real. It's, you know, that they're playing off the rest of them as a weapon. But anyway, so worship the dragon, gave power unto the beast. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then the beast, which I saw was like on a leopard. He's got all those features because he's a fucking genetically modified creature. There didn't used to be violent creatures. That's why I don't like dogs. I can live with a cat. I hate dogs though. Like, not gonna lie. Unless they're quiet, I hate dogs. Cause they swear it's like they know when to fucking bark and be annoying. Like all these evil people around here. Like, that's why the Muslims don't even let people have dogs. I'm trying to tell you, bro. What did God call these people? Dogs. What did he call them? Wolves in sheep clothing. They didn't used to be violent animals. That was genetically modified. That was genetic modification. That's why they call themselves the dragon. That's why they got various different forms. But they're never in alignment with what God designed. Because they're rebellious. And they want to play God. And all they care about is being all scary and shit. When they don't know what real power is. They have no clue about what real power is. I'll put it like this. Real power doesn't give a fuck what you think. Real power doesn't need a TV to tell you what to do. Real power doesn't need you to take care of it like they do. Real power doesn't need taxes from you. Only somebody that's weak and manipulative and fearful needs control and all that kind of shit. I mean, all this bullshit. Real love gives you freedom like God gave you. Even if you use it against him. Because he doesn't need you. He can make a whole nother world like you're gonna find out soon. They worship the dragon, gave power on the beast, worship the beast, saying, who's like on the beast, who's ever make war with him? I will, and I'll destroy him. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and the power was given unto him to continue 42 months. What a surprise, those two numbers again. And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against God, blasphemed his name, his tabernacle, and then that dwell in heaven. Because he's a hater. He's a fucking hater, bro. And it was given unto him. He's basically trying to rile them up to make war with God, basically. And what happens? Oh, what's this? You know, it was given on him to make war with the saints. See? Because all that blasphemy. So it's just like what we're doing right now. Say, they're like, oh, these guys didn't take the COVID. They're not worshiping the beast. They're not taking the mark of the beast. You see? You see how that works? We're already literally right there. And, let's see. So who are the main people that are not going to take the vaccine? Everybody else is going to take it because they don't know what it is. They're just going to be like, yeah, it might make me sick, but I got to survive, you know? They're thinking like that. They're thinking worldly. So it's easy to deceive them. They don't know the truth. Like, you have to know ahead of time what these fuckers are going to do, because that's how slick they are. Imagine you didn't know about Revelation, you didn't know any of this shit in the Bible, and then this hit. You're going to be like, you're going to cave eventually. You know why? Because you don't know that your soul's on the line. You don't know that your salvation, all this shit's on the line. You see what I'm saying? You don't know that you're going to end up in hell. Tortured to hell. Forever. In the presence of God. But that's what hell is. You're just not in tune with him. You get burnt by his presence. Just like the sun would burn you right now because you're flesh. It's just like it. I get burned by it at the end and then I get rebirthed by it because it's me. The phoenix rising out of its own ashes. But they don't know this shit, so they're thinking logically. You know, I don't blame them. If they're that, you know, if they don't know God, I don't blame them doing that, they're gonna go to hell for it. But because realistically, people are selfish. They don't understand that it's important to look out for their future of their species. So they'll willingly sell out the future of the species. That much is obvious. They probably don't even know that's gonna happen though. Some of these people are probably that dumb and that aware. They think it's not even gonna be that bad. So it was really easy to fool a lot of people into that because of that. And even if they know that it's dangerous, they would still take it. Simply because they want to make money and survive. They look at it like it's worth the risk. That's what they look at it like. But since they don't know that this is evil fucking master plan going on, that to me really isn't that masterful. It's pretty obvious to me. Even if I wasn't aware of it because of the Bible, I'm pretty sure I would have seen through this just because I would have known about politics through Morpheus and all the other lies they're doing, despite not knowing about God, you see? But I'm pretty sure God is what brought Morpheus into my life at that key perfect time, way ahead of y'all. Like, I knew about all this shit y'all learn about the Federal Reserve, the government bullshit, all that shit. I knew about that like over 20 years ago, bro. No, almost 20 years ago. I learned it in 2005. So I learned it 17 years ago. Pretty interesting. Another 7. But anyway, behold, another beast coming up. So like I said, they're just like in this book it's saying that it was given to him to make war with the saints. How are they making war with the saints? He basically turned all the people against them through this COVID thing, making them seem like villains. I can already tell you that's how it's gonna happen. Because they've been clearly aiming at that. And, then they can have a cover for how they're attacking us. And try and act like they're the good guys like they like to do. When they're really the villains. And then they try and paint the good guys the bad guys like usual. Like, oh, you're all getting sick because of these guys. You guys can't go back to work without getting that death shot every 6 months. That's gonna keep killing y'all. We're gonna keep blaming them, saying it's because they're not vaccinated. When we never had an outbreak in history in the middle of the fucking summer, because that doesn't happen naturally. It only happens with machines creating it inside of people and making their bodies create it themselves, because genetics is everything. Ask Cain with his ugly ass face and his women that look like men because of incest. Now they're all overly testosterone because they have redundant male genes, but they're also emotional bitches because they have redundant female genes because Cain's mother raped him. No, I'm playing. She didn't rape him. They procreated together though, so they did incest, and then they done cloning and stuff. That's why most pale people look very similar, because they were literally made through cloning and genetic manipulations. That's why they all look the same. They had no differences in their DNA. It's the same thing with the Africans. They all look very similar, even though they're rich with DNA. But incest ruined that. Made it all redundant, strong DNA that if they fuck somebody of a different race, is gonna make it so that they become more like them. It's kind of like a pit bull. Once you put a pit bull on any animal, it becomes hella aggressive. That's just reality, man. You keep acting like those women are attractive. No, they're not. They're hideous. I almost feel like looking that shit up, like ugly. I'm sorry, I just don't like you, Kane. You done all the evil against me out of everybody. Like more than anybody. More than a white man. You know, my uncle, he was Muslim, but he knew a few things. And he never denied Jesus, I'll say that. And I saw that he made it to heaven, I'll say that. But he's the only one I've seen do that, actually. Out of people in my family. He was the only one that was religious out of them too, so that makes sense. So I'll get to see him on the other side. You know, he sure wasn't perfect. But that just the fact that he respected and loved and feared God, that's all it took, I'm imagining. Because I'm sure I saw him there. Like the day I went to go baptize myself, I saw him there. because I was in touch with that realm where they were going, because I was going to be clean that day. It was literally like him and his little boy, who also is Muslim. I'm surprised his boy made it, but I guess once again he feared God and all that kind of stuff. Literally, that's all we'd talk about, me and him and his friend. And it was like, yeah, bring down a fireball. And then later on there was a fireball in our state that made the fucking news and stuff. And they still didn't get it. And then literally God killed him that same day. Like, not that same day, within a week or two, he died because he disrespected God. But at the same time, the reason he died so quick and still probably made it is because God, the judgment of God starts with his house. Like, people that are evil, they're in darkness, so they don't get judged that easily until until it finally hits them at the end of their life and they just suddenly die. But then there's you get what I'm saying. Enough of that shit. So then, and they were giving him a war with the saints. See, you see where I'm coming? And it was giving power all kindreds and tongues and nations. See, just like he's doing with what has COVID allowed them to do. What has this vaccine thing allowed them to do? Now they literally control the whole fucking planet. Can't you see? They have Canada, they have Australia, they have America, they have Europe, they have Germany, they have Brazil. I think Africa's like the one place they haven't. Well, they fucked them pretty good too, to the point where they were starving to death. I think the only ones that really didn't take it and are not being controlled are the wild ass people that are like tribesmen. It's like the tribesmen of Africa. Like they wasn't taking shit, bro. They just do what they want. I respect that, but I still don't like King. Certain black people, dark people, I really love. Like my best friend growing up was, pitch black, but he showed his true colors later. My other best friend was pitch black as well. Like growing up, I really hated light-skinned people, and I still do, to be honest. I don't like light-skinned people because I feel like they don't know who the fuck they are. Like they like to be, they like to pretend like they're the dark guys and be drug dealers and talk all gangster. But it's just not who they are. And it's so annoying to watch them be like that. Because they think they're Africans, and then it's just, I don't even want to get into it. The only reason they brought us here was to bring us under the curse of Cain so they could cut us off from being the people. Leave in the captivity shall go into captivity. Oh, that's ironic. If any man have an ear, let him hear. And all that dwell on the earth shall worship, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. A lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Well, I thought it happened 2,000 years ago. No, it happened from the foundation of the world. It was already done. I'll put it like this. When you make a program, anybody that knows programming knows this is common sense. Even if you don't do programming. You make the program before you run it. So everything that we're seeing happen, that's how people can see the future. It's already stored somewhere. It's already set in stone. Believe it or not. With all your free will and everything. I'll put it like this. A quantum computer, if they even really exist, theoretically would be able to plot out and predict everything you would have ever done and have it stored already. Every single possibility. So you have every possibility and it's already there. Especially if it's something planned, like, the whole salvation process. Amazing, isn't it? When you actually have someone actually explain it. It's so simple like that, isn't it? Yeah, it's because I understand it. These guys that teach this shit are so bad at teaching. It's fucking... You ever had that teacher that know how to explain shit and you learn real quick? I learned calculus quicker than I learned geometry. Simply because I hate geometry. I'm just playing. Nah, I had a really good calculus teacher. He knew how to explain shit, bro. That's all I can say. Really good. But so calculus was easier for me than geometry. Not easier than arithmetic. That's not easier than algebra to me. That's just called common sense. What algebra is. That's why I like algebra. I think algebra is really all we need to learn. Really, like algebra is math. Geometry is something else to me. Geometry is not math. Geometry is more so like an engineering thing. It's like art to me. It's something that should be separated from math. To me, math is just algebra. It really is. And it's formulas, which is algebra. Yeah. I don't need no other shapes and shit, bro. And then these angles. Alright, for example, this is why I hate geometry. My brain just didn't get it for this reason. They say it's 360 degrees for a 360 turn, right? Why can't it just be 180? Why can't you just make the increments twice as big? Oh, they wanted it to be 360 because that's the mark of the beast. Duh. And my soul hated that shit. Didn't even know why. These niggas is telling you what a circle equals. Programming your brain. Everywhere you see, every circle you see now, instead of seeing the image of God, which I told you that's his name. His name is a circle. It's a circuit. He is earth. He is life. He is a circle of life. They try and hijack it and say now a circle equals 360 degrees. AKA the devil. You see how that works? This is just me freestyle, bro. You know how much I can't tell you I don't even have on the top of my head right now? If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Karma, told you this is wife, it's karma. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So, what the fuck were that bullshit about eye for an eye, right? That's some bullshit. Eye for an eye, outdated. Out fucking dated. That's why Jesus was like, nope. Nope, don't do that, man. Eye for an eye, we're all gonna be dead, bro. Don't do it. And they're like, they continue to follow that law. You know why? Because they're evil. They're evil, and that's what Jesus was talking about. He was like, why do you guys do all this fancy shit? Why do you do all these sacrifices? Why do you do all this fasting? Why do you do all this unnecessary shit? When all I want you to do is do the logical things. Just do what's right. What you know is fucking right. Use your common fucking sense I gave you. Nope. They want to still kill each other because they're murderers. They were murderers from the beginning. He that live in the captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword will be killed with the sword. He is the patience and the faith of the saints. Yeah, those people that are going to get saved, those people that are going to be blessed by God, those people that are going to inherit God, they understand God. How the fuck can you be... Hey, how the hell can you ever enter the kingdom if you don't understand it? You're just going to end up another fucking deceived devil, dragon, you know? This is going to have to go through the whole problem again. That ain't happening again. I tell you that. It's all plotted out. And I beheld another beast. That's why they call it beast, remember? Not just got to do with kingdoms. It's called the mark of the beast. Why do they call it the mark of the beast? What's the problem? It's called the fruits of the spirit versus the fruits of the flesh. They're at war with each other. Your body is this world, or this corrupt ass world, that's been corrupted in various genetic ways. And the environment itself's all fucked up. We all know this, right? Corrupts you. For example, you live in a very nice neighborhood. You're brought up perfectly. You get a much better chance at being somebody good. Doesn't mean you're guaranteed to be good, but you get a much better chance. And then imagine a place that's like heaven compared to fucking just Beverly Hills or some nice ass neighborhood, you know? Compare to heaven to that. Heaven would be even on a whole nother scale you can't even comprehend. And imagine that impact on somebody's life compared to being growing up in a ghetto around a whole bunch of crackheads and liquorhead and drunkards that sit on the fucking corner being the worst example you could ever imagine, shitting in the street right in front of people with no shame. Oh, the world is corrupted. So let me see. And I beheld another beast coming out of the sea. But the fruits of the flesh, all that earthly shit, no control, greed, every evil little thing. What was the first sin? Besides death. It was something that leads to death called jealousy. That's why it's a sin. That's why God said, mind your goddamn business and stop eyeballing your neighbor. You jealous piece of shit. You small dick piece of shit. You know? Not hard. You're in a closed system and he's trying to keep the spaceship from being fucked up. But they just fucked it up. Totally, royally. That's why God says he's gonna kill these people. And he I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. That's why they're from below. And 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. Exerciseth all the power of the first beast. Notice, I see they got a counterfeit of me. They got a counterfeit of me. You see this? It's a fake 2 witnesses, the opposites, the 2 devils. Wow. I didn't even catch on that this whole fucking time. It's 2 beasts. I mean, I already knew there were 2 beasts, but I didn't put 1 and 2 together and realize it's another counterfeit. The devil always does this shit. But it could be just simply, you know how there's light, then there's darkness. They're the perfect opposites of each other. I think that's what it is. I really do. I believe that's the whole purpose of the devil. Is to be a pure fucking opposite to sharpen you and make you know that that's not what you want. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you have, that's another thing that's important, is to have potentials. When you have potentials, that creates huge power. That's what all power is about. I'm telling you, that's how I literally create, that's like related to how I create the power. It's all about potentialities. Like, that's why, in order for this to happen, according to one of the teachings, I don't know if this is true. Personally, I don't think it's true, because I can make this happen no matter what. But it does help to have a potential. It's kind of like, for example, if you've never seen an ugly person, you wouldn't appreciate a beautiful person. You see what I'm saying? If all you saw was beautiful people, you would never appreciate beauty. You wouldn't even know it. You would just think it's average, you see? You wouldn't appreciate it. If you hadn't gone through the hells you went through in your life, you wouldn't appreciate having it to the utmost possible ability. You see what I'm saying? That's why he says the people that had their hells here, they're going to have heaven on other places. Because it's going to be better than the hell they got here. You see what I'm saying? And it's that whole opposites attract type of thing, but at the same time, your energy is important too. The type of things you do. Doesn't matter what the world does to you, that's their problem. They put that out, they're going to get that back. By you being patient and have the patience and the faith of the saints in the face of all this horror, you're forcing yourself into a much better situation in your reincarnation, because you dealt with evil that was not necessary, and you only gave out good. You see what I'm saying? And then there's nothing wrong with you giving justice and destroying an evil fucker, that needs to be destroyed. It's not like the eye for the eye thing, but you do need to get justice. You do need to get justice. That's the point of the eye for the eye. But you know how people pervert shit, man. They pervert shit so fucking bad. Like, for example, if you accidentally hurt somebody, they would want to get you back intentionally. That's not the same. You didn't intentionally hurt them. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm getting at. These little, you should be having common sense with this, but they take it to the extreme. And then, for example, when God gives you a way of redeeming yourself from sin, it's not meant that you should just abuse it. It's meant that you should use it to stop fucking sinning and really intend to stop sinning instead of just being on a crutch all the rest of your life, using it as a crutch. I hope y'all hear what the Spirit of God is telling y'all. He is speaking strong right now. And he exercised all the power blah blah blah, and cause of the earth and them that's dwell on the worship first beast. Deadly wound was healed. You see, there's two of them, and they pretty much have the same powers, meaning they're the same evil ass spirit. And he do great wonders. They make a fire come down from heaven. Oh, I see. This is a mock of me. This is a copy of the two witnesses, clearly, because he's even bringing, he's doing fake miracles. Because God, remember, what do the two witnesses do? They bring shit down from heaven. They do, they shake the heavens and the earth. They bring all those plagues. And they can turn shit to water. They can make the earth quake. That's crazy. I want to go look now and see more. Wow, this is really the total fucking opposite. But like a copy almost. It's just like with in the beginning of Genesis, how there was like all those, like they had the same names on both sides. Like the Canaanites, they had the same names as the Shemitic people, but they were the evil, ugly version of it. It's so crazy, bro. And he had power to give life onto the image of the beast. The image of the beast should both speak. You see? It's a golem. It's a fucking golem. It's cloning. I don't know. Well, anyways, cause that as many people would not worship the image that should be killed. Maybe not cloning? There's so many ways I could combat that. But anyways, that's not the point. The cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or foreheads. We all know this. What is the vaccine? And no man shall buy and sell. Say they had the mark. This is how dumb people are. How the fuck are you not gonna understand this is what they doing? They're literally trying to make so you can't even buy or sell without it. And they even named the bills with the mark of the beast number, with the 666 there. They didn't even tell you what the number is. The number of a man. Number of carbon. What are they trying to push you? Carbon emissions, all that dumb shit? It's caused by them cutting down the trees. And I looked, and lo, a lamb. This is why I wanted to share it. And a lamb on Mount Zion, with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. You see? The father's name is the circle. It's the third eye I showed you earlier that I have in my forehead. You think it's just a coincidence I randomly grew a third eye? We were right in the middle of this fucking, this beast thing, the mark of the beast going on and all this other shit. You think it's a coincidence? You're a fool. I had to seal God. The third eye. I'm sure y'all probably believe it's the opposite of some shit, because how stupid y'all. And I heard a voice from heaven. But anyways, the point is, he's there. People think he doesn't come until he comes on the white horse. He's right there. Most people don't even know that. This is before the white horse coming in, bro. He's there with the 144,000, which is exactly what 2nd Ezra said would happen. Look at that part of that, man. It's the part with the tribes. Seems like they're over in a different location mostly, it seems. Maybe it's America. People have always tried to say this is America. It would make sense because most of the people are in America that were Hebrew. In Brazil. Mostly Brazil, actually. They're all over the place, though. Let's seek out the thing. Yep, Ooh. Nobody can see them, though. This is that, just like when they're deep in the sea, you can't see them. It's the same with these guys. You can't see them, or you can't see the sun, or the people that are with them. That's the 144,000. You see, but in the daytime. And then he even talks more about it up here with the tribes. And those are. And whereas thou saw him, he gathered another peaceable multitude. So, see, he comes down from Mount Zion. He's already been here for a long time. He went to Mount Zion as the two witnesses. And he's making war with them as the two witnesses. Just like it says in here, he's making war with them. Using his words just like at a fire, just like the two witnesses of fire. You see? Two witnesses are God. Fuck, people don't get this. I can understand because they're not me, but I mean, if they really love God, I would imagine they would have figured this out eventually. But preconceived notions, bro. Preconceived notions. Most people don't even know that Lucifer was a man, not the anointed cherub. That was the king of Tyre. Lucifer was the king of Babylon. That's why they worship him. He was a half-fallen angel, just like I told you that Book of Enoch. It says that those fallen angels, they mixed into Cain. That's why Cain's such a fucking problem, bro. Even more than he already was.
And so it was amazing looking to me because I never seen anything like it, and I never had a vision that clear before. And
because you were really there,
staring into the star like I was, you know, I couldn't see much more than that. And then
I told you there's no such thing as time.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, the star just...
It's all stored. They call it that K-ship records and shit like that. It's all there already, bro.
Grew, and it grew really big, and it scared me, and I stumbled back and almost fell down as it grew because it encompassed me.
It's crazy how much it looks like.
It went toward the heaven, and it went down into the earth, and it just went into the whole horizon, and it encompassed the entire fire that was there, and
because it's absorbing its power. Oh my lord, I'm getting it now, man. I love it when it's got like this, bro. Yeah, the reason I haven't been making too many videos lately, like until recently, is because, you know, I was just having fun, you know, doing my thing, testing out some stuff, and then about 10 days ago I got serious again, and then a few days ago I really got serious. So that's why it's really firing up again. I could tell. There could be a lot of stuff happening.
it looked just like the color of the star, the prism in the green color, and the inside the star looked like...
But what I wanted you to catch is that it absorbed all that fucking fire that literally just burnt the whole fucking heavens to nothing. It burnt the fucking earth to nothing. It burned everything to nothing. Remember that. It just absorbed all that fucking power. You know how much power that is? That's a lot of fucking power. You might want to realize that.
Looked like I was looking at a prism. And so then the star came back and shrank down to the size of a marble, and then a spark again, and then it just disappeared again.
Condensified.
So, I felt like I didn't know what was happening in the vision, and I was puzzled by that, and I looked around me in all directions to the horizon. I was left alone in a wasteland, and there was ashes everywhere, and just rubble, like pieces of little ashes, you know, just wasteland, ashes, and it just looked like ashes and wasteland. And then I thought that was it, and the sky looked like it was real, like a big cloud of smoking ash. But all of a sudden, I looked back to the same spot where it had disappeared to, and it sort of reappeared. But when it reappeared, it materialized into the shape of a person, and the person didn't look like me anymore. It looked like a different sort of I mean, it looked like me, but it didn't look like it did before. It was different. So it looked like a person. The person was bigger, taller than me, had sort of the same face, but there wasn't much hair on there, and he had a hood on his head, and his eyes were glowing. And I was trying to leave this.
Yeah, I was glowing like when I showed you in that video. I would show y'all the armor, because I'm pretty sure I already know what it's made out of. It's something it's one of the powers I created the other day. Not the other day, but like around the same time where where, you know, the Venus got flipped upside down. It was right around that same time because that's when I was going through some serious conflict with these damn demons, bro. It's a serious conflict because of that vaccine, bro. And I was getting those cytokine storms. I didn't take it, but my so-called dad did, and it spread to me. I was struggling because it was meant to get me. And I'm telling you, you leave the opportunity, bro, they're gonna hit you as soon as they get their opportunity, bro. Like whenever they think you're weak.
Typed a message on one of my YouTube friends and subscribers page, but it disappeared as I was typing it. It did it 2 times, and it really makes me angry when that happens.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. That's how much they were censoring me. Now you see why they did that. They didn't want him getting this information to me. And then, like I said, I told my boy was a little wild. My man here, Michael Kitchen. I literally thought he was Archangel Michael. I knew I was somebody badass, but I thought he was Archangel Michael for the way he reached out to me, like the way he connected with me, the way he saw my stuff, the way he looked like me. I figured he was like maybe the other witness or something. And I saw his aura, great aura. Like he basically, what did he do? He took some he took some fucking liquid mercury and he swallowed it. He hasn't made a video in like 6 years or 7 years, bro. I'm so afraid he's dead, bro. But if he is dead, I know he's better. He's in a better place, man. I know for certain.
So I decided to do it this way, and when I looked into I looked into the face of the person again. Their eyes were glowing, and so he had on a black looking
let me explain.
sort of looked like a suit, and it was white, black, and it had different colors and it had red in there.
It has some red too.
It looked like it had armor sewn into it somehow. It was just different types of material than I'd ever seen before. And he had a bow, an arrow, and a sword. And the sword he had looked like it was made out of some sort of
hot stuff.
Some sort of something that was hot.
This is War's other step. This is other form.
Not like the Star Wars version of it. It was different looking fire than I've ever seen. So he looked at me, and then he turned and he looked in all the different directions, and then he started to run toward the north. And I just perceived that it was the north. He ran.
The north is where Constellation Draco is.
And he looked like he was making. He looked like he was making war. But
he was going to make war with the dragon. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
He started to run toward the north. As he ran, all the dust and everything kicked up around him. It looked like like something moving at high velocity would move through something. And so it just turned it up to where it was obscured and the dust went everywhere and I couldn't see him anymore. So I just felt like I needed to share the vision because I don't know exactly what the vision meant. I had the vision before. I had another vision after that, and I'll share that vision again. I shared the vision on video already, but I'll share the vision again in my next video. No, I take that back. I will not share that vision again in the next video, but I will share the vision again in the near future. I hope that this has been an interesting vision video for you.
It was, bro.
I take my visions serious because it's part of my life, and it's something that I have to experience because I don't really have a choice in this. So I experience visions.
Some people are afraid, like some people really hate having these visions because like I remember I have a lot of very scary visions too. Like you can see some very scary stuff. I've seen a lot of scary stuff, and it's not. Most people will crack off of what I've seen. They would crack off what I've seen. Real deal. It would shatter them to see the shit I have seen. Like I remember just like a little basic thing was next thing I know, guys got me doing this amplifying thing next to the sun. I didn't know that was basically symbolic of the outpouring of spirit. And then I even saw it on some of the videos where they saw this thing by the sun that looked like a big giant amplifier. And yeah, that's what it was. And it was scary to be right next to the sun like that, building an amplifier. Out of nowhere, just like no warning, you're just there. Like out of nowhere. Just like the thief in the night. That's how it is with guys. It's just out of nowhere, bro. And then the other time, just last time, I started trying to slow myself down by smoking or drinking and trying to slow down the power because I was afraid I was going to destroy the planet. I'm not going to slow it down this time, though. I'm going to go pretty hardcore with it this time. Only because I know I have to destroy this place just so I can remake it. And, you know, the enemy tries to copy that, too, with destroying and remaking stuff. But, they're always trying to counter what I do, bro. It's pathetic. Because it just never gets it right. It's always twisted. Always backwards. They really are my polar opposite. They are really the opposite of me. So, like, yes, damn, totally forgot what I was talking about. Shit. Oh well, it really doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm trying to tell y'all. Yeah. This vaccine shit is a joke though, man. This whole world. The world's just a joke, bro. So we got the Peter part done, we got next green comment. Let me show y'all this one more time. You're probably never gonna have anybody else show you that. It literally flips, bro. Unbelievable. Like this still, I mean, as long as I've been doing this shit, still amazes me what God does, because it's always so original. I never expected that, like for it to flip like that. It literally looks like a fucking one of those time things, the sand with the sand in it. Looks like it's just like flipping. I wonder if that means time is like over or some shit, like, you know. I know it's just saying something's going on in my heart though. There's definitely something going on inside of me, because that's where the Phoenix is. That's where Venus is. That's where the bright morning star is. It's inside of me. And I'm inside of Jesus too, because this whole world is within Jesus. Jesus is the world. He created the world. Wasn't nothing created without him. Let's see that comment real quick. Come on. Where you at, comment? Come on. Got stuff to show. There you go. Alright, so that was nice. I think I'm gonna actually leave that one. War, this thing. Meow. Like I said, I don't like dogs and cats. I like cats, I don't really like dogs because they're noisy. The reason I don't trust them is because they're predators, they're not natural, they're probably part reptilian or something, because all mammals, they can control their temperature. Dogs and cats and all that stuff, they can't. Even though it's supposedly mammals. They can't handle heat, that's why they're panting all the time. So, that's why Egypt worshipped them. A cat, dog, and alligator. Probably all the stuff they created. Yeah, it's like, genetics is everything. I'm trying to tell you. It's everything. They could fuck around with genetics and just like cut you off. Oh, I didn't get to show you this. I'm gonna beat this up, because I can explain it. Right here, seeing this blood moon, it was the 22nd. Right when that flip happened, in case you didn't. I forgot to show you this so you can understand why that was important. Like, this is what's going on, you see? And it just, the only reason I was up at this time is because I was getting hit with cytokine storms. And the moon was literally, let me show you, it was right where my brain was. Like the position was literally right where my brain is in heaven. You'll see. And that's where they were attacking me. They had all this shit in my head that would dump when I try to sleep. And then I'd end up, you know, getting a cytokine storm because all this shit coming up. Hallelujah. Hooray. Hallelujah. Alright, so you see the time, right? And then I'm looking at this on this little thing so I can show you that this heavenly alignment happens right along with the moon. You see? It's at the head of Sagittarius. I keep telling you, I'm every single constellation. Well, Jesus is, really. But it's me at the end of the time, at the same time, you know? And that power to building and building and building and building and building and building and building. And guess what I'm aiming at, you see? What am I aiming at? Scorpion. And that's why I'm mad at me. Y'all, everybody know the moon's lame. Anyways, yeah. Yep. And I was talking about cytokine storms, because you see, trying to teach people how to deal with it. They get no recognition, literal first-hand experience of surviving these storms. Most people die. It gets one thumb up. Literally, do you see what I just showed them? One thumb up. Anybody else does anything like that, super popular. But this world hates me. They're just jealous. They got that Cain spirit, bro. And really, that wasn't a good time in my life, so yeah, cut that. I don't even care. All that stuff happened in heavens to glorify me and stuff. That's nice, it made me feel better. But yeah, I don't want to remember those days where I was going through that hell. I've conquered that shit, and yeah, not interested. But yeah, he was pretty amazing with this video. Like, I think this is probably his best video. Just so happened to be all about me, though. You know how I am. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ.